Yes, Nigeria go survive. Andrew don't check out. If you stay, Andrew stay, and me I stay, and we all do our best, Nigeria go survive. With that, I say Happy New Year. This is the second day of the year, and it's a Sunday, our usual Sunday discussion. I decided to pick this topic today. We decided to pick this topic in a way to involve our youth because youth are the leaders of tomorrow. And the topic is saying the lack of interest of youth in proper educations, vocational training in Benin. We are using Benin as a case study and the negative effect of most of the trending issues today. Yahoo, Yahoo. For our government, we all know saying that Yahoo, Yahoo. We just see the negative effect today by the way of, say, people, they cry because nothing bad, they born anything good. So I have Comrade Leftist Amos as usual. We'll be waiting for every other panelist to join, and it is open. You can join. Yeah, Happy New Year. I can get somebody. Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can join. Let me even try to get the link and paste in this in the comment section so that anybody that is interested, it's an open link. You can join us right away if you have the time. But it would be good if you join us in the discourse because we need people to start talking. Talking is cheap, we know, but we still need to talk. If we talk, probably, yes, more awareness will be there and people will get to know what is good and what is right. I think I just posted the link. You can join the discussion. It is easy. You can lend your voice. I can see Paul. Yes, thank you. I can see that also Ogie. Thank you. Yes, going back to the topic of today. The lack of interest of youth in proper education, stroke vocational trainings in Benin City. It's not only in Benin City. We are only using Benin as a case study. In Nigeria, when we're growing up, if you are not going to school, you will not just be there. You either follow your parents to farm, thereby learning how to farm, or you start a trade. The trade does not mean you must carry mango go to sell for market. No. Starting a trade is vocational. Either you are learning tailoring, mechanic, carpentry, whatever trade. At the end of the day, you go for a trade test. With that trade test, it shows that you are registered, you are eligible. With that trade test, you can work anywhere, and that trade test is a way of paying tax also. You understand? But today, do we still have such? Is the government of today still even encouraging our youth to go into vocational studies? And a way of, if another way of education, having a trade test. You must always upgrade your trade test by day, by year, and so on. So let me call on my leftist. Good evening and Happy New Year. Happy Sunday. Unmute yourself. You are on mute, sir.
Okay. I'll use the word Happy Sunday. Every day is a new year. Once you sleep and negotiate with God for the other day, you are able to see it. That is another new year. That's my definition of new year.
Okay. Your definition of new year is every day. Once you are alive, it's a new year for you.
Yes, because if you go to bed, you are negotiating with God to give you opportunity for the other day. And once you are lucky to also get it, you have stepped into a new year. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Okay. This is your opinion, but your everyday new year does not carry the normal usual date. 2023 cannot be tomorrow.
If you want, if that should be a topic for another day, because the calendar we are using now is a borrowed one.
Okay.
For we the Benin, we have 13 months, 4 days a week.
Oh.
You understand? On the 27th was the last day of the Benin year. On the 28th, we enter the new year ahead of others. Ethiopia should still be around 2016 by their calendar. So, yes.
You don't mean it?
Check,
2016?
yes, now, they still use their old ancient calendar. Around 2016, they should be around 2016. Ethiopia.
Meaning they are not moving around
they
the
did
world.
No, they are. You say whether they are not moving what?
They are not following the worldly order.
The disgraceful order. They are not following it. They have their own order. Their calendar is as old as time.
Good.
So
Good.
that theirs should be more superior than the Roman calendar we are using.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So let's go back to the topic. It's a wonderful topic.
Yes.
Yes, my brother is where what led to this problem? One is because the system has been starved. The system has been starved. These institutions have been killed by those who have the opportunity to manage it. By every one of us, by those who are elected, and by those who are also given jobs to manage government institutions. So when we are doing things, we will not know the long effect of our action. Like keep on quoting as the Newton fourth law of motion, because I was a science student. In physics, we did that as the Newton, and it's the Newton fourth law of motion says for every action there's bound to be equal and opposite reaction. For everything you do, there's a reaction to it. We can take any decision. Yes, we have right over decision to be taken. But the most difficult things we have not put into consideration is that we don't have control over the consequences of our own action. But we have right to choose, take any decision. But the consequences, we don't have control over it. That's what gave birth to this Yahoo Yahoo and all those what we are seeing today.
Before you continue,
Today,
let me quickly welcome one of our brothers that is trying to join us, Sirin Oriafo. Sirin, I greet you. I'm lawyer, sir.
Come lucky. I greet you.
I'm very loyal, sir.
But you didn't inform me on time. I had to just bypass on my schedule to ensure I join this broadcast.
You know our teams. This is how we
are. Wait. I want to respond to him. Mr. Oriafo, you know you belong to a movement. I want the slogan of that movement is regimental movement. We are not always people. You can move at any pace. You know now.
I understand.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Done.
Let's go. Same here.
Before lefties, before you go on, let me quickly recognize comment section. Viviana Rose, thank you. I can see you. Hi everyone. Yes, that's Viviana Rose. I can see you. Happy Sunday to you too, and Happy New Year. So you can go on.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go on now.
Okay. You see, over time, the way this country has been managed has what gave birth to this situation which we are today. And if it's not properly also managed at this stage, it will get worse. It's even getting out of hand because people are so desperate for money that you now use your fellow human being to make money. That is the stage which we are today. A few days ago, if you watch Mr. Elvis when he was presenting one program, Sakomba Road there, a girl came out of one vehicle, whether GX or so, and she got mad immediately. You understand? I've also seen that at Ring Road, in front of that central mosque. A girl was dropped from a vehicle, and her two legs start swelling, and she couldn't walk. And the vehicle zoomed away. Passerby have to rescue her to a place, but she passed out. That is the level we have found ourselves today. because we have taken money to a level of God. Because the society so emphasize and revolve around money. If you don't have money, you can't get a good medical care. If you don't have money, don't have respect within from your immediate family and your society, you are not respected. If you don't have money, you cannot get good education for yourself. Presently in Benin, if you don't have money, you cannot even rent a house, not talk of buying a house. I want a two-bedroom in some places, just two-bedroom and a parlor. Some will say 450, some will say 200, 250, because of those Yahoo boys now, because they don't price any longer. How much? 500K, they will just pay because they don't work for it. And people are enjoying it. Few days ago, one of my mechanic friend who was fixing my vehicle called me and said, if I have somebody I should bring for him, he's not asking for him to pay to come and learn the vocational job just for free. Because you go to workshops, nobody have interest any longer. Nobody has interest. Even education now, parents have also killed that. Parents now pay for subjects for their pay for WAEC. They just pay special center, and this is a very big problem. Because why? When you don't have money, you won't be able to get justice. You won't be able to get so many things, basic amenities that is your right that are not dividends of democracy. You won't get it. So people now say, since you have money, you can command respect. Let's just go for this money. However, you get the money is money, and they trust our society. Society respect criminal. Nobody cares how you make money. That is the problem we have, my brother. It's a system failure, big one. Let me also
Wow.
give opportunity to others to talk.
Yes, we lost Siri now, and it's unfortunate Siri. I wanted to call up Oriafo to also say what he thinks about the topic. Yes, it is really a big problem today that a lot of youth we have today, many of them are not really thinking of acquiring education, proper education. No, many. They don't want to go to school no more because they feel school is a scam, just the way some people are saying school is a scam. But no matter what you say about school, you call it scam, you need it. It is the best tools that expose you. It is the best tools that teach you a lot of things about what is happening on earth. It is the best tools that help you calculate a lot of things that give you some reasoning, sense of reasoning. Yes, somehow, because the way our government is taking education and doing us the same yahoo, we now feel that school is not necessary, education is not necessary. Going to learn vocation is no longer in vogue. But the same, the civilized country we run to, when you get there, discover that almost all of them, for those that did not go to school, they're into something. They must learn something. They have a certificate over something. You must have this vocational study, or even for you to get a cleaning job. They ask you for certificate for cleaning, meaning you have to go to a cleaning school for 6 months minimum. You go there, you are taught what to clean, how to clean. For you to get a cleaning job, that's a vocation. You read, you go for it, and you are tested for it, and if you pass, they give you certificate for cleaning, and you can get a cleaning job. But today we don't think of it. We are just there, and if the youth of today, we are all crying of the way things are going. If the youth of today are not interested in educating themselves, developing themselves, how do we get leader of tomorrow? If the youth of today are believing in Yahoo, free things, stealing, cheating people, are they not the same people that want to be leaders of tomorrow? And we expect them to lead well. We expect them not to steal. We expect them not to pull strings. So I think parents, yes, parents. I call on again parents. The parents we're having today is out of the same society. Because when I was growing up, I know the parents I had. I know the training I had because that was the parents. That was what they know. They have fear. They have dignities. But the parents of today, most of them, most of us today, in fact, we are the ones spoiling sometimes of the children by not helping them, telling them the truth. By showing them, I see your mate do that, you self go do one, he survive. Hunger does not kill you. I know hungry, poverty is a sin, but we should live rightly. We should try to do what is good. We should start it from the roots, from the grassroots. We should learn to teach our children, our youth, our young ones, the right way to go. It's going to cause a lot of trouble. Lot. Ghana, where all of the spiritualism over on their televisions. Yes. But the Ghanaian youth not know say such thing they exist. They all have negative effect. They know price day where you go pay. Very soon, I pray, make it not be seen as also mad people, and I go come for Benin. And Nigeria at large. Because the rate we they look for money, it don't go too much. Going to school, whether that's scam or not, that's still the best thing. Although I put although open and close. Our government, again, the problem for education. The way government they handle school, it reach the one be say, you go call the ask, what did you go to learn for school? Your children go to school, no teachers. They just go to school. For them to leave home, they come back, they really don't learn nothing. How would you now encourage your child where you don't have the money? Again, we are coming back to money to pay for a good school that has teachers. You see why money is important. That's where government has failed us. I personally feel the issue of education, which is a right for all child, to all children. I think the government and our leaders are not doing very well. They are not doing very good in the aspect of education. They are not making education cheap because they can afford it. Because they can afford it. As such, they don't care about public schools no more. Just like we were talking a few hours ago, somebody said, go and check public schools. No teachers. No teachers. Another local, no teacher. You have one teacher in school for one subject. No teachers. So who is going to, who are we? I don't understand. The government should do, I know the youth also has their fault. It is never rosy. You need to pay the price. Yes. Even during our time, we're still having an educational problem. We still try to our best. But first of all, that interest must come from you must live above money. You must live above money because money will come. Whether money come, money does not come. You must learn to do the right thing. First of all, mold yourself, mold your mind, mold your mentality. Project all your energy to good things. Think of, anyway, then we never had too much of this problem. We had occultism, yes, we know. That I said there are people you cannot take money from because you know that money is not clean, not genuine. If we give you say no, you won't take. Because of good name is better than bad name. Because that man does not have a good name, he has money, cars. People don't go to him. Only some set of people, his kind of people. The commoners don't go there. If he gives you wouldn't want to take because you are afraid. Because you just believe that money is not good. Do we still have such mentality today? No. We no longer have such mentality. No, we don't have it anymore. High take come. Money na money. But you forgot. It also have all of the gay effect. Money not be money, oh. Money not be money at all. Because if you die, if my president, I don't wish I'm dead. If he die today, they go bury him with mat. In religion, I ain't talking. In money, nakedly, go mortuary. Go mortuary, may go see big men. No senior, there, no elder, no chairman. They go lay them for wood. They go lay them stark, nickel, as you take up earth. No money, nothing, no air condition. In fact, you are carcass. Then why we they kill ourselves? They cheat ourselves. Don't want to live a good life. Why? This money, Bible say money answereth all things, no. But more useless. He say na the root of all evil. Money na worldly thing, no. That's why sometimes when I see men of God, when they pursue money seriously for their stomach's sake, I laugh. And they say they be men of God. Jesus Christ, where he come that time, according to Bible, he don't get anything where take money do. He not saying no, they use money. He go use the one he want use. The excess, you know, the touch. Yes. He not get time to pack him for tomorrow. Now their problem for the start. Greeds. So because of this now, a lot of our youth today, they don't go to school. I know so many that were doing well vocationally. They learn mechanic. Some gets photography. I know what time they talk about, and I know them. The last time when I asked of them, they say they don't leave their work. And they were doing very good as apprentice. Bros, they don't leave their job. They say they don't do again. They are not into fast money. They don't rent flats. They have not the touch. And we call the wonder. Not be the Igbo land where some of us don't see. Where be say some Igbo say no feature. Now this one that they collect money from. Where many not the fee even chop. Many not the feature. If you don't go, you don't know. It's a pity. It's a very, very bad thing. Say, we now believe in saying that money be everything. Money not be everything. Money na problem. And it don't be trap for all of us today. All of us, they pursue money with all body. All body. They'll say, after all, what I can't do now? Who send you? Go to fashion home in Benin. Go and check how many apprentices are learning the job fashion. Very few. And that few be people who don't finish school, who discover say vocational is the best. Yes. Some don't finish university, they'll discover say, this handwork, they pay. After acquiring knowledge, they'll come back, one can learn. Some not just go school, they don't learn work. They don't go school. They don't learn work. But if you see them with GLK, they don't go feel write their name. But if you see their house and GLK, how they take the do one? When some they talk for math self, you go no say, man, this one they talk, no. But if you see what he win are millions. If you see car wey drive come, big guy run. At the end, when you go bring money come out, people will begin serve am. And such person enter politics tomorrow. Go carry the result come out. Na money, na the full so. Na the full so. That is where we dey for Nigeria today. Now the most people don't go school. Now they carry that they be Yahoo. That's why they do people Yahoo. Because if you go school like the civilized country, see their leaders. We not say they're not corrupt. And they use the word. There's no perfect country in the world. No way you know will get pockets of corruption. But the way you know saying corrupt, you go by self-resign because you don't know, you don't catch up. The moment you catch any of them, for good name's sake, go say because of society, I beg, he go resign. Honorably, you go just resign. But for our place, na lie. So make I still allow you to comrade, leftist Amosa. Still contribute.
My,
Make I go
my
comment
brother,
section.
my
Before you contribute, and Destiny
yeah,
Daniel, yes. Now, wow. Oh my God. Almighty help us. Okay. Abe Jimmy, Johnny, I see you. Nice topic. Thank you very. Ephraim Gazo, you say they contradict, bro. You are contradicting yourself. Oh. Most of the time, your command of language is poor. Too bad. English and Pidgin. Now, wow. You say I'm not even good for English. You say I'm not good for Pidgin. Make I begin speak Benin now. Ephraim, which one you want make I speak? I be right, make I see you again. You say my Pidgin not good. You say my English self na very na worse pass for life. But I hope you dey understand what we dey talk about. We dey talk about money, yahoo yahoo. Children no want go school again. They no want learn work. The effect wey e go give us for society, we don dey feel the effect. But I no understand why you say you dey attack me say my pidgin English na very bad thing and my English. I don't know whether you want make we come begin do class for here. If you want more begin do class, we go still manage trials we know reach. If na that one, Ephraim, I'm expecting your reply. If you can join us, please. The link is there. You can join us to correct my English and pidgin. Don't be late to write to. It good make you join us, make you correct my English. I don't speak. Correct me say that pidgin English. Now so that they speak the pidgin. Now Wario teach me. I go learn. If I speak the English wrong, if you say you know good. Correct me, I go learn. So, but we're not talking about English language now or pidgin English. We are talking about what is affecting our society. Mercy Ade. Yes, there's link to join. Good evening. I think I put the link before. Let me put the link again, which you can click on, follow the prompt, then you can join us. Vivian Rose Abexa, the way you talk is okay. Okay, we have a lot of elderly people here. Oh, Vivian Rose, the guy don't even say he don't even only condemn my pidgin, he also condemn my Oyibo. He also condemn my English. So me never know whether na Ishan or opinion I go speak. And the way making him reply me so that I go begin speak the language where you want make I speak. I will teach you Warri Pidgin. Okay, Vivian Rose, thank you. I deal with you now. I deal with you. No wahala. So Amosa, you can talk now. But for Mercy Ade, you can join. I just put the link there. All you need to do is to click the link and it will tell you to give you a prompt like your mic and your video camera. If you accept okay, you go into the studio, then I put you on. I can see Akin, my brother. Akin, you're welcome. If you can hear me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lefties.
You're welcome, sir. So, Amosa, please continue before I go back to Akin.
okay, Mr. Akin,
Agnes
welcome.
A, worry not the carry last. I recognize you. Okay, sorry, Amosa. Go ahead, please.
You see, like we'll be saying, it's a societal problem. Every one of us has to put hands together to ensure that we start building more new orientation again. Because what we are seeing today does not just start today. Over time, it was coming gradually. It will also take the same process to correct them. How do we correct those things? Parental upbringing is a foundation to it. We must teach our children wisely the meaning and purpose of life. We should teach them most importantly that money does not bring happiness. Because the problem, the cause of this problem is because, excuse me, we're having this problem because the human being is programmed to survive. That instinct is just there to survive. Whether it's good or it's difficult, you want to survive, especially when you are in a situation in a country where survival is always difficult, that you have to fend for yourself. So even when you now have a man or a parent who have been struggling, trying to survive, and your child now indulge in those kind of things, for you is nothing wrong. After all, you have been struggling for years to survive, and your son is making money, maybe possibly you have spent over 30 years in a rented apartment, and your son who has not done legitimate job just bought a land and built a house for you. For you, there's nothing wrong. But having said that, I think collectively we have to do something to put things in order. The religious houses is also a big factor. Who can pray for anybody? You know, if you make money, go to any religious body. They will give you title, and they will be giving you all sorts of praises. I think the religious house will also need to stand as a body to stand against evil, to practice that which they are preaching. Like what Barry White said in one of his songs, practice what you preach. Religious houses is a factor, the people is a factor, those we are elected into offices are also factors. How do we identify those problems? How do we get out of it? That's where the issue is. Because when the problem is identified, you have gotten almost 50% solution of it. It's only problem that is not identified that is a problem. But once you identify a problem, the solution is not far from it. What is the solution, like what I said for? Is to look back and say and look back from where we are coming from. How do we get it wrong? I'll begin to apply those solutions to it. One solution to it is we should hold our government accountable. We as citizens should also play our part by holding ourselves accountable. Those are some of the bases, some of the foundation of correction. We should know ourselves as people, because if you do not know yourself, it becomes a problem. Like Socrates said, for man to know God, for man to know thyself. Once we know our strength as citizens, I'll continue to advocate and try to ask vital questions. Are our commonwealth is being handled by those that is deputizing for us? We'll start getting it right. I think that is one of the solution which I have today. How are you today, actually?
Okay, that's okay. Mr. Akin,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, my brother, I can hear you loud and clear.
Please go ahead with your contributions.
Thank you very much, both of you in the house. You see, I'm even on my way to work now, so now so I was listening to you, so I decided to come in. And you see, in life, there's something you call role models, right? The people that the younger generation look up to when they're growing up. So we have role model. We have issue with role models in our society today. People, you don't see younger ones growing up and say, okay, I want to be a teacher, or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be I want to be a civil servant. You know what I'm saying? Because they have looked at maybe people in their family who have gone through this profession, who are struggling as if tomorrow it does not exist. So, but when they turn the other way around, what do they see? They see somebody who has gone to Ghana to do some Yahoo stuff, and he's come back, he's bought a house, he's bought a car, and he's living some extravaganza life. So, you can see it is easier for a young person to be easily carried away by what they see around them, to be easily influenced by the things that they see around them. So for me, this still boils down to a societal problem. One, government have not done enough, or they've done a lot to kind of erode the structure that was put in place, whereby before, if you are a teacher, you are a teacher, you are able to live a decent life. If you are a nurse, you are able to live a decent life. So those structures have been eroded over years, that these people are not struggling. So it is not a coincidence that when you see our younger ones growing up, they're not looking to become a teacher, they're not looking to become a doctor. The one that even become a doctor, before you know it, they're on their way to Saudi Arabia, they're on their way to Dubai. They run away from the country. So for me, there's issue of moral when it comes to family, morality. You can still debate on that issue. But I think for me, a lot of this have to do with governance and government policies. And there are a lot of policies that government can grew up with that are still in Nigeria, I won't be able to count 5. I won't be able to count 5 of people that I grew up with that still live in Nigeria till today. So what does that mean for the Nigerian economy? What does that mean for the Nigerian society? It's called brain drain. It's called power drain. So these are the people that are supposed to be imputing positively into the society, but they're no longer there. So you have another set following my generation. Those ones, before now, they used to go through Libya, but that route is no longer there for them. So they're more and more embracing what they feel like it is the quickest way to be financially buoyant, the quickest way for them to, that they feel like it is easy for them to make whatever they feel like, so make them, give them survival, let me put it that way. Whatever they feel like gives them survival. So as a society, our government needs to reverse, they need to reverse all of this through government policies. You understand? So why can't we have a mortgage system in our society? Why can't we have a financial system that supports people buying houses, even if you are a teacher or a medical worker? Why can't we create systems that so that if brother, this is life. If you have a roof over your head, you are mobile in terms of mobility, you can feed yourself, right? That is what else do you want? You know what I'm saying? What else do you want? But these children cannot even look up to that. That is the worst part of it. They don't even look up to that. In the society where we live, you meet a young white person growing up, or a young Westerner growing up, all they want to do is get a job, be able to save money to get a mortgage. They're not looking at a Rooney. They know where Rooney is making his own money. They don't care. But they just want their own sufficiency. That's all. But that level of middle class, it's not even there in our society anymore. It's either you are extremely poor or you are extremely rich. And a society cannot operate like that. The middle is completely gone. And we need the middle class to come back. And this is the only way for me. I think we're going to address this issue of younger ones going into Yahoo. Because if you know that you can go and become a teacher, and then over maybe in the next 5-6 years, you can get a house for yourself and your wife and your children, you can get a car. My brother, what else do you want in life? But these are not even there for people to look up to. You know, when you are growing up, you say, what do you look up to? There's nothing up there. It's either you are at the top or you are at the bottom. There's nothing in the middle. We need to bring back middle class in our society. That's my submission, bro.
Yes, there's nothing in the middle. And that is another big problem that sometimes when you look into, you will not want to blame some of these people. Yes, because according to my brother, he said, human beings have got survival instinct. And the moment you activate that instinct, because you have the right to live, you have the right to survive. For you to be able to survive, you have to live. And for you to be able to live, then you have to do certain things that will keep you alive. Now, with this, we are now going back to government. From what you have just said, Leftist Amosa, and from what Akin have just said, if the government give a enabling environment for such mortgage, when there is hope after going to school, you know, when you leave school, you are sure of getting a home, you are sure of having your own car, you are sure you can feed yourself and your family. Most times you will not care about that man that is building 4-story building. Sometimes you don't even care about that man that wants to have the whole world. In as far as you are sure of your security, you have your home, you can pay your bills, you have a good health center you can go to. What else do you want in life? So it means that the government made Africa, Nigeria, jungle, survival of the fittest. Yes, and the survival of the fittest is really going to affect a lot of us, and it's still going to affect the same youth at the time they are getting old. At the time they are giving back to children, what do they know to teach these children? And we say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. It means we have a long way to go. If we are producing these people as youth, which are going to be leaders of tomorrow, they don't have anything they are holding on to. See some of them coming on now into politics, or in the mind of what? Just to get there and get the money and do whatever they can to survive, to get the riches, and to be on board, to have a name. Is very often. Let me give my Serene Oriafu the platform to at least to contribute. Yeah, Serene, can you hear me? Serene, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, hello.
Yes, Serene, you can. Yes, you can. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, please.
The network is not too friendly.
Okay, I understand, but you can just contribute however.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I have relatively tried to follow the conversation and the discussion before now. Though at some point I broke off. But I want to look at this issue from another dimension or perspective. Fine, given our because majority of persons that will be looking at the issue, they are looking at it from the moral angle. That I understand, though I so much understand, but as a professional, a financial professional, and based on the little research I've done on this issue, I want to take it.
Hello, Siri. Hello, Siri. Siri, can you hear me? It seems we've lost Siri, and he wanted to come from a professional angle, from the implication financially and professionally. And I would have loved to listen to that so that my brother Ephraim Gozu, who like to hear big, complete English and professional pidgin, can also professional pidgin can follow us. But I don't know why some of us like to talk from the background. If you can come in, it's open. It's very open. You can come in if you have something different or something to teach us, because we're all learning from each other. We are just here doing what we think we can do for all of us. So if you think you can face the people, you can contribute, you can talk, not attacking somebody's language that the person is not talking well. You can come in and also deposit or contribute. So Cyril, please go ahead. I really want you to contribute, because a lot of people
Thank you.
I want to hear professionalism.
Thank you. Sorry, my network appeared to be fluctuating. So apologies to that.
We understand.
As I was saying before now, I want us to cast our mind back to like the past 20, 25 years in this country, and I'll use Edo State, which I reside, as a case study.
Good.
We had, in spite of the economic downturn in the country and in the state, we saw situations where families had to, because the truth is that at some point, just like people will say, water will find a level at the local balance. We saw situations where families had to resort to sending their children abroad for economic reasons, social and economic reasons, and it paid off. That's whether you're looking at the moral question or the issues about it, but it paid off. It led to social and economic boom in our state. This is not contestable. Though fine, a lot of our young girls went there, they did prostitution and all that. But relatively, it prospered our state. The moral question is different, but relatively, the state blossom. You see a lot of persons' houses, they build houses, and at least a lot of families were well to do. Why? It was a fallout of a failed government. Then fast forward 20 years after. 20 years after, though, then when the position issues happened, we were in you know, the democratic setting hasn't taken root. But fast forward 25 years after, we've seen a situation where the government of the day has failed. Even basic amenities they fail to provide. At some point, people think they have their brains. We have our youth. People think they come out every day. They must fashion out a way to make money for themselves and eke out a living for themselves. So these guys, they came out with whatever schemes and all that. And as we speak today, let me also shock you, Mr. Lucky. Let me shock you now. We've had security issues in our state. I'm using Benin and Edo State as a case study. Upper Samomba, to be specific. Are you aware, as we speak today, we no longer discuss issues about courtism in Upper Samomba because the fact that our youth feel they've been gainfully employed in this fraud, in this Yahoo fraud scheme. They no longer look. I was in Upper Samomba 4 days ago. I felt comfortable. The level of comfort I had, I didn't have that level of comfort 2 years ago when I went there. You see, but that will tell you the economic importance or relevance of what these guys are doing. Well, I'm not looking at the morality angle. My brother, keep that to your side. Just keep it. Just hold that. But we're looking at if government has failed, people have to think and eke out a living for themselves. So if we really want to tackle this issue headlong, the government has to come in completely. They really stop as we speak today. Just imagine. Let me ask you: can you just phantom or think about situation where these guys are not employed? They obviously don't have anything doing, no money in their pocket, nothing. They don't do anything. They're at home. Even those that are abroad, they can't come home for Christmas. That will tell you that's on the security angle. They obviously they can't come because when they come, obviously these are the guys that either they kidnap them or they rob them or they kill them. So we're looking at that's why I told you I'll be taking a different dimension from how people see it. Though it's not a justification for crime, that's the truth. Right now I'm doing a publication on fraud and economic development, where I've been able to do about 70% of the empirical analysis, and we observe that there's a positive relationship between fraud and economic development so far. Because the new houses, some companies that you even see, some businesses and all that you see in Benin today, and even in the state and the country at large, they are all proceeds of fraud. We obviously will not deny that. Given I'm not justifying fraud, please come, but we're looking at analysis, empirical analysis as of today. So what the government should do, or what I'm advocating, is the government should put its acts in order, make efforts to. There's basic things that people, because the truth is that when some basic things are not in place, and people are pushed to the wall, and these are productive youths with energies. Like me, I had an impression almost about 10-15 years ago. I told myself, with my level of intelligence, no, not even myself. I told a police officer, we had issues and we had to go to the police station. I told the man, with what you are, because they were trying to oppress me. I told you, I said, with my level of intelligence, if I decide to go into crime today, I said that almost 15 years ago, I think that the nation will suffer. Because I know what I had on my head. But the fact that I've decided to channel it into productive ventures, productive and legitimate ventures, shouldn't make anybody to try to discount my intelligence. So the same thing happens to every black man, and not just every black man, every Edo youth. This we have super intelligent guys. So the government should see how they can rechannel and refocus the energy into productive ventures. That's it. I thank God our state government so far we have been able to build the Edo technological hub or something around IC or which is they are doing a lot. There are ways, but I know they can do better by channeling, because it's an energy. We have the youths have energy, and the energy must be channeled. We have two options: either to channel it into productive ventures or into fraud or negative ventures. So the choice is ours. So
Yes.
for me, the government has a lot of role to play, and the sooner it does, the better for the better for our state and our country. So, Mr. Lucky,
Yes.
that's just a little I can contribute in this.
You just spoke from another aspect, which I already know that aspect. But first of all, we are coming from the roots, the way it's supposed to be. Just like I said, there's no perfect society in the world. There's no perfect society in the world. But the wrong thing shouldn't outweigh the good thing, because people are growing up, they are learning. And by the time we allow this to be the option, it will be everybody's business. I can see Victor. Hello, Victor.
Hello.
Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Victor, you are very welcome. You can just contribute. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Lefty Sitoya, and the other fellow panelists. I think I also heard Mr. Akim, also a popular voice on this channel.
Yes, Akim is there.
I also heard him speak earlier.
Yes.
You know, and then also Happy New Year to all panelists.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
So it's a very interesting topic you have brought this evening, which is about our youths, because the youths of today are the leaders of tomorrow. So if we don't prepare our youths now, how can they be better leaders tomorrow? You know. So having said that, for a country like Nigeria, Nigeria is a very complex society, it's one of the most complex countries in Africa,
Yes.
and there are a lot of, when it comes to Nigeria, there's a lot of agitations all over the country, along religious lines, along tribal lines, along regional lines. Everybody seems to be agitating for something, and a lot of people feel marginalized also. But that is a story for another. I just want to also put this thing into context.
Okay.
Look at when we talk about empowering youths, let's look at the environment we are talking about. We're talking about Nigeria now.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a very diverse environment, and a lot of and it's complex as well. But what I would say, first of all, is empowering of youths is a good thing. But another question you also have to ask yourself: are majority of the youth ready to be empowered? Are they ready? One thing I've come to notice over the years is that a lot of our youths want to make it quick. You see somebody just get out of school, he wants to just hammer now, he wants to be a millionaire tomorrow. They don't want to waste time. They want to travel. They want to do this. Nobody wants to really, most of them don't want to really sit down and plan their future and see. With the way Nigeria is now, there are options, there are opportunities, but many youths will not, sit down and look at it and say, okay, what is there for me? What can I do before agitating? Another thing also I want to talk about is training and education. If you look at it now, education in Nigeria under the past 10 years, right from Obasanjo's regime, has been deplorable. Go to our institutions all over the country, government-owned ones, I mean. Our universities, lecturers strike every day. There are no facilities, all infrastructure is all finished. It's completely run down. And the government is not doing anything about it. I'm sure Nigeria has one of the worst education system, you understand, in Africa. If I stand to be corrected, but I believe Nigeria has one of the worst education system in Africa. So sometimes I hear people mention about Edo State, the schools are not renovated, primary schools. My brothers, it is everywhere. You understand? Buhari, okay, if you ask Buhari now say, what is your plan for education? What do you think he will tell you? He has no plan. You understand? And also another aspect is also vocational training. You see there are a lot. The world now is changing. There's the world is going high tech. A lot of tech training going on. But if you see Nigerian government, we are not even thinking of how do we train our youth for the future, because nowadays like it or not, the world has become a global village. You can be in Nigeria and be working for a company in the US remotely.
Yes.
It is possible. So it doesn't mean that the opportunities must be in Nigeria.
Yes.
And nowadays, opportunities are global for youths. Nowadays, opportunities are global. You can be in Nigeria, be working for companies in UK, US, Canada, without even traveling from your country. You understand? But as a government, we have to provide the environment. You understand? We have to provide the technology to enable this kind of market, this kind of services grow. For example, as big as Nigeria is, that we don't have broadband or Wi-Fi. For you to get normal Wi-Fi in Nigeria is a problem, as we speak in 2022. And in Europe, for example, Wi-Fi is just like a normal way of life. It's not, people don't see it as a big deal anymore. You understand? It's just a normal way of life. So these are the things, if government can open up spaces for youths in terms of training, encouragement, and improve our educational system as a whole, our universities, our secondary schools, primary schools, try to encourage. I'm talking of government owned educational institutions now, because private ones are expensive, as we all know. Going to train privately is you pay through your teeth. So, but we are talking about subsidized government education. You understand? It is not there, and it's not encouraging. And you see lecturers striking all the time. Actually, it's on strike tomorrow. Next tomorrow they come back. Next tomorrow they go on strike. So a lot of things is wrong with Nigeria. You understand? A lot of things is wrong with Nigeria. We can sit here and blame one government. If that government leave, the next one will come, will still be the same thing. It will not change. You understand? It will not change. So okay, for example, let me use Edo State for example. Now we're saying Obaseki is not good now. Rightly so, we can criticize him. If Obaseki leave tomorrow, now what's the guy who is coming will even do better than him? We will still be complaining the same things when he even leaves. You understand? Because we were complaining the same things before he even came. Now he's here that we are still complaining. If he leaves, we will still be complaining because the system is not right. You understand? We need to prioritize some certain things. Things like education, healthcare, social welfare needs to be prioritized. And then basic infrastructure like communication, roads, and things. So when government is able to do all those things, you understand, you will see that the country as a whole on itself will just develop from there. Government don't need to do much. Government just need to put the basics in place. Then you will see attractions will come from left, right, and center. The system, the country will just grow. But if the basic things are not in place now, basic things like a solid, sound educational system, because like it or not, knowledge is power. You understand? We need to build our human capacity. That is our future. We need to build human capacity. We can talk about building roads, infrastructure, but if we don't have good human capacity, all those things are not even sustainable. So that is why this is a very important topic. I really like this topic because we need to speak more of how can our youth be empowered? How can they be more educated? How can they get more exposed? That is the most important thing. We are talking about I heard some other topic on Nigeria was talking about youth becoming president or youth giving power to the youth. Yes, it's a good thing to give power to the youth, but are we going to give it to youth just because we want to give it to youth, or we want to give it to competent youths? You understand? It's okay to be a youth to have power. I'm not against that, but we have to put the right youth there. You understand? We cannot just say because it's a youth it should come into power. No, we should start rewarding competence. People that know what they are doing, people that have the capacity to effect change. That is my submission for the time being.
Yes, Mr. Victor, thank you very much, because your submission is carried. It's not just about giving out power, it's about giving out people that is competent, people that know what they are doing. And that's why we are saying that today we need our youth to wake up from their slumber. We need our government to understand that for Nigeria to be a better place, they need to put the basic amenities in place. Like everything we've said so far, we're still saying the same thing. If our government is responsible enough to put these basic amenities in place, your child is sick or you are sick, you can access cheap hospital without pitting your nose. You can go to schools, quality schools, without going. Before now, when I was growing up, private school, if you see people leaving government school for private school, you know they are not good. Yes. My time, if any of all my friend leaves government school, which we were attending, and he now discover he's not going to private school, meaning he's not good. He has failed. Because government school has standards they keep. You don't lobby it, it's a standard. You have inspectors that come to check the teachers and the students, that get complete feedback from students and also monitor their teachers. Everything was controlled. And it was a standard then that going to public school is like a pride to you, because the school have names. That was government then. They were not animals. We have hospital. Now you cannot access Common Central Hospital now. They privatize it. Privatize. They want to make money. Upon the money you are getting from the government, you are still privatizing common amenities for the people. It means that if you don't have money, you will not survive. And this is why some of the youth now say, okay, we must have this money to survive. Even with, yes, I will call on you next, Akin. This is why some of the youth now, they are doing anything to survive. Okay, Akin, just come on.
Okay, it's like we moved out a little bit out of the subject. But I want you to understand one thing here. I've always said this. When it comes to leadership, I don't look at people's age. You understand? I don't consider people's age when it comes to leadership. I look at what you have to offer, ideas. Okay? I don't look at what God you worship or the religion, your religion. I don't look at the tribe or tribe. I just want to know, what do you have to offer? Do you know why I'm saying this, right? Because a lot of our people, they have this way of being a kind of backdoor hypocrites, right? We live in the Western world. We never question the religion of our leaders in this Western world. We never question the religion of our leaders in this Western world. We never even question the age. I've never seen anybody who lives in the West who say, oh, no, my country now, with this country I'm living in, we need to have a younger person. They don't question the age of their leaders. Why? Because it is about what these people have to offer. What are the ideas that they have? You know, because most of our people, whenever somebody wants to go into government, all they just think about is, first of all, how they're going to enrich themselves. Secondly, the power that they're going to get from it. How they will start to oppress their fellow men with the power that they're going to acquire from office. So we ourselves that are advocating for youth to be given power, we need to first of all ask ourselves, these people, have we our younger ones that we have today, I'm still going to say it, is the federal system of government that we operate today. Every criticism of government that we have in our nation started from the just after the hours government. There's nobody today that you say, okay, criticize the government. They will mention Obasanjo, they will mention Buhari, they will mention all of them, but they don't go back to the oldest, to the generation before that. Why? Because those people did what was right then. And so it's like somebody who is doing something that is good. Then it changed from that thing that is good, and then it's no longer getting results. Brother, what do? You go back to that same thing again. If you do something that is giving you good results, and then you say, okay, let me change. By the time you change, you're no longer being productive. You're not getting positive results. What do? You say, no, this one is not good. Let me go back to what I'm used to. What was giving me results? Why can't we go back to what works for us? Why can't we go back to what we did that worked for the nation? You know why? Because we have kind of tribalized our politics. We have brought religion into our politics. No, it's Muslim. Avenue to
your network is becoming unfriendly.
the saddest part of it is that we have keyed into it. We have all bought into it. And it is not true. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead. Yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm on the motorway. I'm on the motorway driving, so my network is going to be like this from time to time. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying, it's about policies. Policies of government that will drive, that will bring about positive change in the life and in the life of the citizens. What am I saying? Okay, you look at the NYSC. Can somebody still tell me today what good is NYSC in Nigeria today? What is it giving to the country positively? Why do we still have the National Youth Corps Service as of today when other countries are practicing an apprenticeship system whereby if you finish secondary school, you can go into a company and do an apprenticeship for 12 months and you'll be paid by the government? Why are we still practicing the one that we have put in place in 19 God knows how long after the Civil War? The ability for us to change is a big problem in Nigeria. The ability for us to reform is a big problem for us. We do one thing and we just keep that thing. Whether it is good, whether it is bad, we don't change it. And that is one of the biggest challenges we have in that country. Leaders who you would ask, all of them, they know what to do. They know what to do, but that's the will to implement changes. I am sitting here today. I can tell you 5-6 different things that we will do in that country that doesn't even require the government to spend money. Just by changing the laws, just by passing laws.
Akin, please hold on. Akin, if you can hear me, hold on a bit. We have Israel on the line. Hello, Israel. Brother. I greet you, Israel. We can hear you.
I greet you guys. I'm sorry I came late. I was a bit busy.
Okay.
Thank you for another broadcast today. My people, good evening. And good afternoon, wherever you are hearing me from. I like this your topic today. It's really sweet. I think you guys are just reading it. When I saw the panelists, Mr. Leftist is there, the other leftist, Amausa is there, Mr. Hakim is there, the moderate political analyst. My people, let me start by saying once again, Happy New Year. We are on another 2022 where things are moving fast. And we are talking about the youth. Whenever I hear the youth, my head gets bigger. Because everybody knows where I stand. It's for the youth. The reason we are talking about lack of youth education, right?
Yes.
In our society today. The reason why you are seeing this lack of education and how it has now metamorphosed into a kind of a situation whereby even the government don't even pay attention. It's a way of version of how they orchestrated the political system we are having today, so that the youth don't understand how they are being moving these dividends to themselves alone, whereby the youth become lacking. First of all, our educational system is also wrong. So they have always used everything to be political. So that is why you see the youth of today, if you look at the sector of education, the main education is to educate you from something you don't know to what you should know. But what we now have now is the education to go and steal and even help people who are already stealing you. Don't know if you understand.
Yes.
So this is the kind of education we are kind of having. And that is why we find it's becoming too difficult for people who live outside that system. And when you are not telling them back into the system, it becomes very hard. I read a novel which was written by the Ghanaian poets. And it says, we have come home from the cold bloodless of war. Our certificates are written in rainbow colors, but back home, little do they know how much we suffered through it. Because people back home, whenever you come home, they always look at you to die, looking from abroad. But they will see you to be very, very nice, you smell nice and everything, your way of talking or your way of doing things. But little do they know what you went through. So the level of dedication you will have, you try to want to impart it into them to say, it is not the way you look at it, it is not better process. They don't see it because they have been living in a life that we're stuck into. And this is where you have it today. Now, if you look at all our leaders, we were talking about leaders today, look at all of these leaders, they all went abroad. So 96.6% of them schooled abroad.
Yes.
Do you know why they don't want to tell you the truth? Because that status quo that they also came to live in, they don't want to change it, because if they change it, it will affect them as well. And that is why they're struggling. That is why the fundamental structure should be removed so that the youth can reset it back again. Because we're in 2022 now, whereby we don't even use diesel or fuel in cars anymore. We are not using a silver, the cars. But in our system in Nigeria, we are still talking where we are, believing that this is where we are. I don't know if you understand. Whereby the outside world, where we are talking from, we are far ahead of what we are today. If you want to compare the educational system of the child back in Nigeria to what you have in diaspora, it's a two different ball game. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now you are not going to see how far the Nigerian youth of today, we are talking about today, compared to a child that was born 10 years old. I have a niece in me. Whenever he comes back from school, the way he talks, the way he handles an iPad, using it to do some certain things, I begin to wonder myself. Now, when you back home, we are not even close to these people. It shows that these ones that have been here from the system, when they go back home, they are going to find it difficult to relate things with those back home. Because it's two parallel lines. I don't know if you understand. Some of you were here who understand way very well. So it's best now to kind of restructure the system back and place youth, let them go into it to make sure they know that they have stolen their rights for decades. Even me, talking to you now, I have lost because this is why I feel pain whenever I talk the Bible, see people say the youth cannot do it. So the woman was telling them again. Why don't be telling them the truth and just let them go, let them be free?
Mr. Toya, can I?
You slap the 10-year-old child and say, don't talk to me. He will tell you that you have just violated and that is an abuse.
Okay.
He's going to tell you that the right is going to call the police and you'll be arrested and prosecuted.
Okay, Mr. Oga Israel, Mr. Victor, like want to say something. I don't know if he's responding
Yes,
to me,
yes,
but you
Mr.
want to
Itoya,
say something.
I want to say something.
Yes, go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Israel, for your insights also. Um, one thing about when we talk about youth engagement and empowerment and education and what have you, the whole enchilada. You see, the scope of this topic is very big. You understand? In terms of youth as a whole, I want to look at it holistically now. You know, this whole youth engagement of a thing. There are different aspects of it that government need to, because when we talk, it's good when we talk about these things. When we point out the areas where government are falling short or where they're not doing well, we should also try and provide solutions. You know, from our own little experience, what we can, little bring out little, even if it's not, just bring out solutions we think can help government. You understand? So me, I want to look at it from the area of solutions now. We have identified the problem all this while, but I want to come from the area of some certain solutions now, that what government can do to move in the right direction towards youth empowerment and education and everything. I will start with education. You know, when you talk about education, there are two kinds. There's academic and there's vocational. You know, in the area of academic education, you understand, Nigerian government, although we have many universities, many secondary schools and all that, but the standard is low, infrastructure is poor, they are not well maintained, you understand? And that is for academic side. Then for vocational education, is basically non-existent in Nigeria. We don't have a proper vocational route to education. Because look, comparing with advanced countries like Europe, if you don't want to go to university, for example, if you are in Europe, there are other vocational routes you can take, where you can engage in more practical work, rather than more academic work, if that is what you want to go to, if that is the route you want to take. But Nigeria, we don't really have a defined vocational route for youths. Yes, sir. Not all youths want to be academicians. There's also the vocational side, and we have, as a government, Nigeria has failed on that level. We don't have a well-defined vocational route to education for youths in Nigeria. And another area I want to also stress too, one thing I also think that can also help government to engage youths more is sports. But a lot of people don't overlook it too much. But if government can invest in sports and encourage it, you will see a lot of youth will be engaged, even with sports. I'm telling you, we overlook all these things. But in advanced countries in Europe, America, the way they encourage youth for sports, the way they invest in sports facilities, you understand? And sport, they invest a lot of money there. Advanced countries, they do it. They encourage youth. When if you are growing up and you are good in one sport or the other, there are academies that you can enroll into as a youth and engage, and you are engaged there, and before you know, you can even build a career from it. So these little things, are the things that government is failing. So I think sports is also a very good area where government can invest a lot to engage youths also. But they don't pay attention too much to all these things. I don't know why. They just overlook it. But I think it's another area where youths can be
Brother,
engaged also. You
my brother,
understand?
my brother,
Hello?
my brother. Yeah,
Yeah?
my brother, you are very correct. All what you are saying is very, very correct. Now, if you look at the aspect of when they say, if you look at they say youth and sport, now look at what I am trying, what you are trying to say is absolutely, you are hitting the nail. But if we talk about sports in Nigeria today, do you know that Nigeria is one of the most biggest country in terms of sport, right? We keep saying that Nigeria is not good in athletics. We keep saying that Nigeria is not, the person you are talking to right now is an athlete. Go and ask in the whole of the local government, just ask of Israel Senator, you are going to understand. You are talking to an athlete But it gets to some certain time when you are good, when you have that talent, but because your father is not related to one of these politicians, you go nowhere. You go nowhere. There are others. Do you know that some of these children, they are in jails right now? Some of them are in jails, are being caught with this or that because these things were not there for them. Most of them they have talent, hidden talent, but you don't know. They kept them in a confined environment whereby they don't have nothing to do, so they have to think a different dimension, and that is why you see the crime rate going. If you look at in the Western world today, any child that comes from school, they always have one or two things they do. It's either they are in ballet, they are playing football, or it's a basketball player, or he does karate, or he does one or two things. They have it. Does our government have it? It's not that they don't know. They all school, most of them school, some of them have their children that are living here. They have this thing. But they don't want to give it to a commoner.
Yeah.
We're talking about the rights.
Mr. Israel. Mr. Israel.
They don't want to do it because they want to maintain that status quo, but to actually siphon people.
Mr. Israel, you are right. You are right. Politically, you know, when we are looking at Nigeria's problem, you understand? There is the political aspect. There's political problem. Politics must always be there. You cannot take out politics from the system. Whether you bring new party today, you must still play politics, whether you like it or not. Politics. Let me land. Let me land.
Like we said, we're speaking to the youth now.
I know what you mean. I know what you do.
It means that we still want to maintain that status quo we are always talking about.
No, Mr. Israel. See, let me tell you what you.
For the rights they have stolen from you, and put this thing in a just simple word. Take up the action. Make sure you do it this way. Put the right people in government, and you are going to see progress. If you start saying you are going to see this, if you put this one,
no, Mr. Israel.
If I may, so Israel, hold on a bit. Mr. Victor, hold on a bit. From all what we'll be saying, we can see we were there before. All these things are not new. All these things Israel you spoke about is not new. And some of the things you have proposed, your solution, they are not new. I will tell you, during my time when I was growing up, I went to Edupolo Grammar School. I went to Edupolo Grammar School. Then we have a lot of people that were. If you had people that they were not good in academics. They were not good. But the school keep pushing them. Why? Because they were one of the best in sports. While we are in class,
Mr. Can I say something?
Let me finish. While we are in class, some of us that think we were good, they will pick up those boys. While we are learning, those guys are in the field with Mr. Ogushola.
Yeah, Mr. Achua, let me just mention something.
Yes. You see, sport became from there. Some of them became a basketball. I have a friend, he's in America. He went to America through basketball, through Nigeria, and never came back because the country was not good for him to come back. So when you say sport, back then, the government had government cup, you have local government cup, you have a principal's cup, you have so competitions, you have lot of debates. My brother, you have a lot of debates. When you say debates, you have debate club, you have cultural club. All these things were out there in schools. Students were involved there in Nigeria. You see them picking from secondary school, they go to national team to play football, and they're picking the best. Today, how do they select national teams?
My brother left this.
Yes,
First of all, some of those of our people who travel abroad before, some of them are part of the problem as well, because they were the one who will bring cars home, dress flashy and start intimidating the people they met home. So it became a situation whereby myself, I want to go there, I go see what the place be like. Brother, me that I'm talking to you, right? Me that I'm talking, you attended Follow me, I attended the Vocational grammar school. I played, during the time of Tom Light Savior's Cup, I played under 10
I remember if you meet to go play ball. Go sign do corona rival. Heavy rival.
You be my old boy. You be my old boy.
Brother,
you are my old boy.
You remember the same police team that Arao played for? I played for that police team. I took that Barak as well.
Yes,
Barak, yes. I played semi-professional football. But the problem was as time goes on, the way people were coming with all these flashy things and start oppressing people that were there was only one thing in people's mind. People I won't go that abroad. Before you know it, things start to eradicate, things start to erode. It becomes a competition. What that dreams, that thing that you were pushing. Oh no, I want to be like Daniel Mokashi. I want to be like nobody cares again. Nobody wants to. You see that man that came with the car. That is your next target. That is what you are looking up to now. You know what I'm saying? That is who you want to be. So all of us, we have been part of this problem. That is why you see today, right? I don't like to when I'm having conversation with people before they say, "Do you know who I am?" Because I know those language and those behavior, the way it has influenced me negatively. So make me kind of jettison something that I was very good at. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go through, I had to follow a different path. I was very good at what I was doing then. But out of those negative influence then, you have to choose it. Then I decided to choose a different path. So that's why I have grown up to say, you know what? I'm not going to behave like those people. I'm not going to act like those people. Anytime you see me back home, you won't even know that I live in the Western world. You will never know that I live in the world. I act like you won't see because I know what those behavior, those actions. I know how it can influence people's way of thinking. So we as well, we have to play our part in the way we treat others around us, just because of our position. Because some people, it is when they go home that they want to show what they have. But sometimes you have to understand how your behavior or your actions affect other people's negativity as well. Our humbleness is the way we humble ourselves, even in the presence of those that don't have, matters a lot. You know what I'm saying? It matters a lot because then they can look at you and say, "Oh, even this guy will come from abroad, say, he's not able to do like saying get anything." I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So they don't feel oppressed around you. They don't feel like they have to go and sell their house to travel out of the country when you are there. And there are a lot of people who actually make people feel this way. And the people have to take drastic action to get themselves into Europe. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, brother.
Yes, we can hear you. We understand. We understand what you are talking about. You are talking about oppression. Hello, Akim.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So a lot of us need to whatever we are preaching, we need to practice it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because we have to understand that when somebody is on the floor, the last thing you want to do is kick them. Because you see, when they turn, when they have nowhere to go, their actions will be very consequential. So that is, for me, I feel like we have to play our own part as well, as people who have been able to get out of that situation. So the government has a lot of answers. There's a lot of policy that have to change for things to get better. And you guys are right as well. I think education is not just by going to school and just reading and writing and learning books. All those issues of sports, they start from school level as well. Because I started playing football when I was in school. You understand? Because we have things like inter-house sports, where those you have a football match, you have a inter-school competition whereby one school will play the other school. I remember then, anytime we play with Western boys, it used to be serious trouble, man. Every time it's fight. So all of these things then, it used to exist. But today, they are no longer there. Those things are no longer there. So government needs to start to bring back those activities into school, so that when children go to school, they will be able to participate in these activities as well. That's what I want to say.
Yes, I brought up these activities because of Brother Victor. I just wanted Brother Victor to understand that These things have been there. We went through most of these things. But meanwhile, let's welcome the Midwest people. Midwest people, good evening, sir. Happy New Year. Can you hear us? Midwest people, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. I'm here. So, Happy New Year, everybody.
Same to you. Thank you for joining us today. You can see the topic.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you'll be following us. You'll be following us. At least you understand how far we have gone. So, since you just came, I open the floor for you to also do your contributions.
So, thank you very much for that great privilege. I say Happy New Year to everybody. Is Asemota there, Israel?
Israel Asemota, are you still online? Okay, yes.
Yeah. You know, most of this problem we are having is this. When Israel is talking from what I consider as foundation. First of all, you identify a problem. You have to analyze the cause. How come we find ourselves in this kind of situation? Ability for the government to do this. We also pave a way for him to enact a system to address issue. Abroad, they didn't make it overnight. But if you look at all developed world or developing world, what they do is so simple. They enact a system. The system controls everybody. And that is why when you commit an offense against a system, they will make sure they punish you severely for it. What do I mean by this? For example, I'm calling you from Sweden today. Most of the Scandinavian laws, take for example, somebody is selling drug here. They caught you. As tough as Germany. Maybe you spend 5 years, they will set you free. They will send you to school. Maybe after 1 year, 2 years, they have to ask you, what do you want to do? If your case doesn't warrant, they want to deport you. So you will present repentance, and they will give you chance to go and learn one vocational job. You will choose for yourself. I want to be a taxi driver. Why do you choose taxi driver? Because you understand that this occupation guarantees your income. It guarantees your future. You can have a better living just being a taxi driver. Well, I want to be a trailer driver. They will send you to the school. When you are a trailer driver, you are going to work and pay tax and pay back the money they invested in you. I want to be a mechanic. They send you. So what I mean by this, after a few years, they set you free and you are with them. Even people who commit murder in most of these Scandinavian countries. But when you fuck up with the system, they jail you for life. That is to tell you the importance of system. We in Nigeria, we don't operate any system. Everything is just from our head. We see a problem, we analyze the problem, we got the support, and when they give us chance to approach the problem, we create more problem. That is why when Israel is talking, Israel always talk of, let us try to do things in a different way, not this old system. We are just still on the same process that has not been working, and we want a different result. How are we going to get it? We can't get it. Like this youth you are talking about today, that they don't have interest again. What do you think that will make them to have interest? When the working condition of a country is totally inhuman, you work as a teacher, you get retired, you have no benefit. They don't even respect you. They can, even people that want to process retirement, they have to start again. They will tell you, go and bring your contract, a contract you signed like maybe 40 years ago. Who does that in anywhere in the world? Can't we start approaching this things? Okay, now again, when you look at these keys you are talking about, people are losing what is called the benefit of those occupations. They no longer have it. They don't see it in people's life. This is why they are being discouraged. So it is our time for the government to look for a proper way to start attaching values to this occupation. You understand me? And this will motivate the young people to see their future in picking those skills. And the only way we can do it is to make sure we enact a system. We must know the people in our locality, the numbers of people we want to do. We must revive the entire ministries. Those old days you are talking about, ministries of education have what they call inspectors of education, who goes about to see how they run schools. Do we have Ministry of Education? We only have Commissioner of Education. We don't have Ministry of Education. The commissioner works for governor. Governor is in charge of everything. And the governor doesn't have a brain of a teacher. Even if he's educated, he didn't study under education. He doesn't have the brain of engineer, but he's the one to go and walk the road and give the contract out. How do you measure the quality and standard of this contract? Is zero. Who inspect them? Who certify them that they are good enough to serve our people? Like today, I will commend our governor for the electrical lighting up our place. He has done a good thing. I always come here sometimes. What I'm doing here, I want the best for my people. And maybe one tomorrow he may encounter this video. We are so happy, but he has to start approaching all these things in a different way. What if you leave office tomorrow, because we don't know the qualities of this infrastructure. You may leave office tomorrow. The cost of maintaining this infrastructure may even be expensive than the one you use to plant them, because we don't know the materials that are involved. The people that are supposed to be in charge, they are not involved. You are just doing it as a governor. These things has not been helping us. Since the military guys came in, they destroyed the structure. That is why none of them can achieve what Ogbemodia or Ali achieved, because those people work with the ministry. And that was why under 1 year, they were able to touch everybody. You understand me? So we need to change things, because we can't continue like this. The future of the land is blinking. When you raise up youth that doesn't, corruption is also one of the factors. The greatest danger of corruption is that corruption kills what is called entrepreneurship. We are talking and professionalism. We are talking about professionalism here. If you are a mechanic, you are a professional mechanic, you are going to contribute to a country. Being a mechanic doesn't mean you'll be dirty like the one we have in Nigeria. Swedish here, mechanical engineer from university, they are working in mechanic workshop. Because I do drive trucks sometimes. Most of the companies that I go to make service graduate from university and be employed. And many many students are also undergoing practicals there. So to tell you how they organize their society, Nigeria, no job today that have value. This is the problem we are having. So we need to start seeing this problem and start tackling them in a different way. This is what we are praying for our governor to see. We know there is a numerous problem there. You can't solve any of these things. Let's do it collectively. Revive the ministry for us so that you can continue to, get employed expatriates, invite expatriates. The word called technology transfer. Why can't we do road without a white man? Even those white men, some of them is just having a past secondary school certificate. So why are we not relying when we have a university like University of Benin? We cannot partner with our own university to go into deep technological know-how about infrastructure, construction and civil engineering, which is very bad. So these things need to change. If we don't do it, it's coming to consume the land, because these guys will grow up, they don't know how to do anything. All they know is just to come out and show themselves to other people, to drive big cars, and they are ready to do anything to make sure they have those big cars so that we can leave them big. Thank you for the period you are giving to me. I want other person to also make his or her own contribution. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Another person can also try to make his or her own contribution, because I'm not hearing Israel. What happened?
Israel is talking.
Why am I not hearing him?
So what he was trying to say is that we have to change the ministries and everything. He spoke about professionals, works and all these things. Everybody cannot be a teacher. Leftists cannot be a governor. You cannot also be a principal. But we are also still missing the thing. This is what we are all on the same track, but you're getting it the way I'm putting my own.
Israel,
yeah?
Please, thank you. I just want you to hold on for a minute. One person has just came in for the very first time. Israel, guess who?
Hello, can you hear me?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
You can see me and Israel very happy, because Messiade, we detected her. We saw her in the comment section last year, and she was contributing very nicely as a woman. So we're pleading with her to at least be a woman, since from what you've been contributing, try and join at least sometime, contribute. We need women to contribute. This is not just all men thing. And she promised she would. She was born in Spain. She grew up in Spain. But all what she was saying, it doesn't look like she grew up in Spain. So That's when I saw her now. I just told Israel, because Israel took note of her. I took note of her. That's why I shouted, hey, Messi. So, Messi, you're welcome. So, Israel, you can continue. After that, we give her the floor.
My sister, thank you very much. And as you say, the Spanish would say, bienvenidos. And from what my brother has been saying, is very correct. This all, you can say it's an ambition, and it's also from the way he illustrated it's all ambition. But if you look at the strategy he laid down, our society is far from it. And this is why we are coming to say, unless we change the system, he spoke about changing ministry and all the Ministry of Education and all the we don't see them anymore in respecting the schools to make sure that they have the quality that can give the child, the best education. Do you know why all these things are not there? Because of this party government we are having, whereby somebody who does not understand what is called education, somebody because of the brother, he read geography, and they will just tell you because the brother is looking for a job, he cannot find a job for him, and you say, because I'm in power, go ahead, Ministry of Education. The other one that read town planning will be headed to Minister of Agriculture. You see, like, we don't put people in positions where they are supposed to have what they study. That is what we call areas of specialization. Because if you don't put them in the right place, they are going to mess the system. Are you getting me? They don't even have an idea of the ministry they are going to head. And when they now head it, they just hold it there like, now we did it. This is the same position we still have in our government, because certain people are hijacking it all in the name of we are politicians. And that is why we see them today. Some will come with different names. So what you are saying, my brother, it is true, but how do you change this thing? Is when you remove this thing and put in a proper structure, then you now start pushing people to various places where they can be able to do that position they are holding, can be able to work well. We talk about football, we talk about youth organizations that give that youth that zeal to be able to do things when given that mandate, prepare them. But we don't have that. And that is my fear, because the world has globalized too much that our country will not even catch up. If we don't start talking now, just like Midwest is saying, you are right. But if we and you don't start talking, they are not going to hear. You talk about the prison reform, like in Sweden. If you look at our prison system, it's just rubbish.
Don't go there.
It's not about putting people.
Don't go there.
In prison. Do you know why? Prison system is to reform somebody from
Correctional.
bad to good, so that they can. Yes, that is why it's called a correctional facility, so that you can bring this person back into the society to be having, something good. A lot of American musicians, they all went to jail. Some of them even discovered their talent there. Some of them really. Examples, Tupac Amaru Shakur today can tell you how, when he went to jail, he learned a lot of things. He started singing, he started talking about things that people don't, we didn't get, because they study, they have time to study. Our prison facility today, you don't even have our prison, officers being trained. They don't even know what they are supposed to do there. They just recruit and stand there. We don't have trainings. And what are they doing with these people? Are they actually, transforming their life? That is why it's called a correctional facility. They don't. So it's just there. Some of them are even locked up there for this. It doesn't even have their right. It doesn't mean that they are prisoners, they don't still have their right. They still have. Are we teaching these people the right thing?
Israel.
This is why I am saying it's painful to me.
Yes,
Israel.
Israel. You see, Midwest people just brought that very topic, that prison yard in Sweden where he stays. You don't go to prison and remain the same. You go to prison and come back to become somebody different, and you become gainfully employed and live a good life. So, we can emulate that, and the only way is to let these people go. So let's allow our Mercy Added to at least tell us something different. Tell us something she knows. At least I just want to let's just hear from her. Mercy, can you hear us?
Yes, hello everybody, and good evening. I'm quite happy to be here today. Uh, I took some notes of some of the comments the panelists have been saying. One of the I think one of the things I would like to talk about is when Mr. Leftis, I think is his name. Good evening. He made mention of one thing that caught my attention. He said, no, I think it was Mr. Hakim. He said the youth today, we don't have role models. And I said I quite disagree with that statement. And the youth have role models, but the role models we emulate as a youth are the musicians, of course. For example, when we say youth empowerment, we don't involve in education. One of the things that caused my attention is that everybody wants to make quick money. We all know that. Why? If we look at, for example, the music of today, what are the main topic of the music? What do they talk about? Number one is women. Number two is sex. And number three, there's no Nigerian music we hear today that they don't make mention of money. Because if you don't have money, you are nobody. Let's take, for example, Davido's music. He said in one of his music, he said, if you not get money, hide your face. Another music, Victor, I've forgotten his name. If we not get money, wait till we gain. Everything around Nigerian youth today is money, because our society made it like that, that if you don't have money, you are nobody. Number two, how is the educational system? Mr. Israel said that the people of the West today, the students of the West, we cannot compete with people in Africa. And I totally agree. For example, for me as a student, I'm a student. Well, I was once a student, I'm still studying. I'm a nursing student, by the way. I have a degree in human dietetics and nutrition. I'm a nutritionist by profession. I have a master's degree in public health. When I went to Nigeria, my first visit in Nigeria was in 2019. And I had a conversation about education with some of the youth because I'm quite interested in the healthcare system. So I have some friends or some cousins, let me say, so, or some family members that study in, I don't want to mention the university, quite famous university in Nigeria. So the person studied microbiology. So I was quite curious because my brother was studying biochemistry. So he wanted to find out what they have in common. So he asked, he's studying, because she's already graduated. You can study microbiology. So he started asking her some questions. And she said, though I'm a graduate in microbiology, I have never in my life touched, I don't know what is a microscope. I've only seen it in photo. I was shocked. And I was like, how can a university student, because she studied in a public university there in Edo State, you studied microbiology and you haven't in your life touched a microscope or seen one. I also have a family member who studied in famous university there in Benin City, an accountant, and she have never touched a computer. So how can these people compete? Most people say school is calm. My question is, as a youth, when you finish school or when you are through with your studies, how after your parents, because going to school is an investment, it's a big investment. Your parents have a hope in you that, okay, if my child finishes school, he or she will come and bring me out of poverty, or he or she will help me. What hope do I have as a youth that if I go to school or if I finish school, that after finishing, I'll have a job? Is there any hope for me? Number three, as I said, after my parents have invested in me going to school, what hope is there that I will be able to help my parents? So the next thing for me to do is, okay, the easiest way out, no hope, no future. So since my mates are are doing these things and maybe they will make money, so let me join. I think from my point of view, no hope, no future. So people will find a way, as Mr. Lefty said, your instincts will make you more or less to do what at the beginning was not your plan. So you don't want to be left out. It's a pity, but that's where we are. And I always like when Mr. Israel said the system. I mean, the system is corrupt. The system is bad. Everything is just a tragedy. And I urge the government that please, 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 they should do something, because the future is not bright at all. The future is very, very bad. No hope, no future. And the youth are the future, but there's no, how will I say, there's no, I don't know how to say it, there's no hope that, okay, let me do, even though you have the only option of a youth is, okay, when I'm through school, what's there for me? No hope. And people are not encouraging at all. So
for tomorrow.
No hope for tomorrow. Exactly. Let's eat today and forget tomorrow. That it's a pity, but that's true. Many people are saying like school is scam, but me, I'm trying to say no, school is not scam. Try to do this. No, try to go to school, do this. But how? For example, Michelle Obama said, because Michelle Obama was a lawyer, she said, she told the youth, she said, even though you want to be a singer, even though you want to be a comedian, even though you want to be a basketball player, but have something to fall back on. Go to school. You can still be a basketball player and be an accountant. You can still be a basketball player and be other things, but you have to have a plan B. But here we don't. Nobody's giving you that hope that, okay, even though I go to school now, but what's the hope for me? There's no hope. And it's a pity, for example, in the healthcare system, as we can see, you can see doctors, they are queuing to go to Saudi Arabia. Our nurses are leaving every day. The healthcare system is a mess. Okay, if everybody say Yahoo boy, if everybody wants to become rich the next day, who is going to take care of us? Who is going to be the doctor? Who is going to be the lawyer? Who is going to be the accountant? Who are going to be the nurses? But our leaders, they don't care about that. After all, me, I have my money. So I'll go to, if I'm sick, pues I'll take a private jet and go outside with me and my family. They don't care.
Yes, they really don't care, just like you have said. And actually, if I will come and meet you, the don't care is a factor. But according to Midwest and Israel, and you, there is no hope at all. They are not, okay, we don't care. We are preparing now, from now, and maybe from now, 3 years or 4 years time. Let's start this. When we start this, by 3 years time or 4 years time, we will get to this place. We know there's just no hope.
There's no hope.
No hope. No hope.
Okay, can I quickly say something?
Yes.
Can I quickly say something? Am I permitted?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Midwest people. Okay. I want to talk to this, my sister that is here. You know, our greatest problem started very long time ago. Because when the military guys came into power, they dismantled the entire structure of democracy. So I want to give you an example. When I was growing up, if you are a farmer in Benin, they see you as someone that is cursed. I don't know whether you understand. Nobody respects you. Nobody counts on you. They see you useless. Everybody here will testify and they will agree with me. It means agricultural ideas, skill, and knowledge is useless. That is how we see it, instead of way to improve it. So, okay, now, if you are a primary school teacher, there was a period of time, they don't even pay them. So people define them as people that are less educated. So, but gradually the problem came to secondary school teachers. And if, for example, you are in Benin, you are working in a construction site, they have a name they will give to you and mock you to almost death. So if you look at the circle of professionalism or in our place, they never attach value to any of these things. So even most of the people that fit themselves into this occupation, their children, when they saw the suffering of their parents, they don't see these things as occupation. That is why when you call them to come and learn these skills, it's like you are cursing them. I don't know whether you understand. Now we are now in a very big problem that even medical doctors, Nigeria have rendered them useless. That a lecturer in the university is queuing up to flee to Saudi Arabia. That's to tell you that they need to go back and start a new structure, because there is nothing our governor or whatever they are building today that guarantees anything for us in the future. Currently, I saw my governor building a school. They call it agricultural science. They have technology. They ask school of meaning. Everything they had into the school. Do we even have technology, agricultural technology? We don't have. How many people have you trained that can repair a tractor? Nobody. So they give big name to things that doesn't exist in reality, things that can never go into practical use. So they will give big name and they just carry people away. We are already in a total mess. Whether they like it or not, the only thing that is going to, any step forward from that is going to be crime. Yahoo cannot last long. It's going to stop. So the crime we are into today, we are just in paradise. But because if you look at the people who miss this step, their days were still they were full of opportunity to do it better. But every day, if you compare then and to today, you will now understand that the chances to fix things is getting narrow on daily basis. So let our government come to the term that, look, they are afraid these people, we need to do things different. And they need to start from identifying our citizens, our people. They have to create a social security number for every one of us, link us to the Ministry of Taxation or whatever Ministry of Tax. They have to link us to Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Labor, that when you work, the government will know exactly people that are working in the state. When you pay tax, they will know exactly the number of people that is paying the tax. And they have to account, not for you as a governor, people elect you. The Ministry of Finance is in your office. The Ministry of Tax is in your office. We don't know what is going on. You don't even care. You just wake up that you saw this problem. You start building something. You are solving problem. My brother, we have been building. We don't see 1916. No one that has never built. There's no government that have never just at least built one or two things. But they are unable to.
Can I come in?
Yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, okay. Are you finished? Sorry, I want you to finish first.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is this. Without, going back to the foundation of giving us a social security number, identification number, and create a proper database for statistics. What is it called? For data processing. We can't tackle even a single problem. Different problem is going to be coming out. Everything is a mess. You see land people killing themselves everywhere. The government will jump out and start making law. Making law for who? You don't even have a system to address something. And that is the problem. We need to start thinking of a system, because what I understand is that in the curriculum in our schools, they don't even lay emphasis on system. Everything there, you can't. What we are doing here in terms of capitalist world is not in Nigeria. The water I drink in Sweden, I pay tax to the government for buying the water and drink in Sweden. If I buy tomatoes, I pay tax. Anything I eat, if you go to restaurants, you pay for food, you pay tax to the government. That is value added tax. Do we practice that in our country? The answer is no. We don't know how to generate money for the government. We expect only the government to give to us, and the government fail to account to us. How can we be contributing to a government that is inside darkness? We don't know what you are doing. All your projects belong to you and your caucus. You come out with a plan, and your policies, the way you implement it, the system is, there's no system for people to understand your policy, but you want the good thing for your people. So at the end of it all, you spend 8 years, you don't achieve anything for your people. What we are clapping for, once you leave the office, we will see the pole, everything will be falling, the bulb will be exploding, because we don't know the qualities of those things. Nobody is in charge. So this is what I want to say. A very little thing I want to say, because that my sister that is talking, she's talking from abroad. And I strongly believe, since she was from Spain, the day of her birth, they gave her a number. Do we have a number in Nigeria? She have her own social security number. And that number is what make her is somebody that is living in Spain. All her history is in that number. Her taxation, her system, her healthcare, everything. We don't have it. Nigeria don't actually even have a government. We just have a president, we have a governor. We don't have government, we have to be sincere. Any government that cannot bring its people in is not a government of the people. And how can you bring people in, people you don't know? So we have been in this circle. It is our time we start doing things in a different way. Obaseki should start approaching things in a, we are not saying come and give us road. You can't even give the whole of Edo State road. You can't give us the life. But, come out with a different approach to this problem. Because your approach still remains with the approach of the past government. Maybe if you give us lights, we will clap for you. Once you are out, they become rotty. When this man was there, Oshomole, there was red schools where people were clapping. Go to the school today. Low quality, low material roofing, everything is gone. So when Igbenedion was there, we also clap. Some people may criticize him, but every moment they are in power, there are people to clap for them. So when you are out of office today, we don't know what will happen to this electricity pole because the ministries are not involved. When the ministries was alive, in the Department of Work and Housing, you have road workers. The purpose of road workers is for maintenance. So now those ministries, those department is gone. Who is going to maintain what you are building? Nobody. Yes, you will even deceive us and set up a committee. Who is committee? Once you leave, your committee is useless. It's unconstitutional. It doesn't work. You understand me? So these are the few things I want to say.
Yes, you really said something very important.
Can I say something?
Yes, you will come in, but let me quickly just respond to what he had just said. You know, before now, we had most of these things on, but we never had data capturing. This is one thing Nigeria has never, ever done.
Yeah.
So at best, give you a number.
That is desperate, and it's also deliberate.
It's deliberate. And it's also deliberate. Like we've got most of the time when I was growing up, like everything we will be saying, when I was growing up in that country, Benin specifically, we have water board, we have water, free water on the street. These things were all there, but that data.
People are still pensioning as a water board worker. That is the most painful aspect.
That data capturing, we never had.
Money is still budgeted on that ministry. Money is still budgeted on that ministry.
Instead of killing people on name registration, why not capture everybody? So new people come in, you know them, they don't have identity. You recognize them, just like the Europe. You just said my sister just like my sister that just spoke.
Hello.
When she was
born, can I say something, please?
Yes, I'll allow you.
Hello. I can't be warming the seat here, please. I can't be warming the seat here.
Leftist.
Yes, sir, you can talk.
Yes.
I'll come to you very soon. I want to quickly answer my sister that said when she went to Nigeria, she discovered that a lot of people were not practical in nature. Yes, a lot of university today in Nigeria, during our time, it wasn't like that. You cannot say you graduated from biochemistry or whatever bio. You don't know what microscope is. In Nigeria, those days, it's a lie. Even we, in secondary school, we have a chemistry lab.
Yeah.
We have a biological lab. You have everything inside that lab. We have to bring in lizards sometimes with dissect, frog with dissect. It's only in examination you cannot get this lizard so many. They'll bring alternative. They'll bring it as in diagram. They'll label it. They'll say, okay, they'll not ask you question. That will be alternative to it. They're back in Nigeria. That is why we have to let these people go. That's why we need to change this government. These things we're all talking now, we had it before. It is not all theory. It is theory. If you go to my school, I went to a day in Edukpolo. If you see the lab, you see all the chemicals there. You have a day you go to lab, you put on your lab suit, you wear everything, you hold chemical, you demonstrate, you hold everything just the way it is in the book.
No,
this is how we were then, back then.
No, I have to have 4 times to really know if it was true, because it was quite surprising. Like, how can a microbiology student never touched or seen a microbiology?
It could be true. I'm not doubting that, because as of now, yes, because the government has deliberately become a scam. They are the Yahoo we are even talking about. Yahoo. Back then, my dear, I'm telling you that in secondary school, I'm not talking of university. In secondary school, our lab, we have everything. We're talking of secondary school. The more you read your book, you have practical. Every student have a farm. In the school, you don't just read about agric. You go to your farm. You are given a portion. It is your own. You maintain, you grow. But when harvest comes, and a teacher and they collect them. Yes. Please let me allow Amosa to quickly.
No, Victor.
Just complain. Let him just say something. Amosa. Leftist.
Hello.
Yes, leftist.
Hello.
Yes, leftist.
We have said so many things. We have said all the problems. How do we get things work? For me, that's the most important thing.
Change
This
government.
problem is
Change these
huge.
people.
This problem is huge, and if it's not tackled at the pace we are going, it will consume every one of us. I think at this point, we should be interrogating budgets enacted by the government. Like we talk about Ministry of Water Resources. In Benin, in Edo State, government still allocate budget to that ministry, a ministry that does not exist.
Brother,
They still allocate money, and we are not interrogating the budget. None of us will write and say, let's have copy of this budget. The only way to get things work is to be part of the process. How will you become part of the process? Is to continue to ask questions, write for public documents, try to ask, why is this money not spent? If a road is captured in the budget in your local government, get a copy of your local government and place attention on your local government, a copy of the budget, and start looking at those roads, following it, and see whether those roads is being done. If it's not being done, take that to EFCC. That when you are monitoring them, they'll become afraid. How do we get here? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. And most of us have also discussed it. The process which leadership is now elected in Nigeria is part of the problem. From the political class, how they get the leaders to us, it's also a problem. It's a matter of interest. They elect those that will listen to them, that will work with them, that will work in their own interest, and give it to us, and will also swan into action by giving them our vote without asking them viable questions. If you are looking at me now, I'm using touch. I'm using my cell phone touch. Now, this is part of the problem we are facing. Nigeria has budgeted money so much for light and nothing is happening. We should all rise up to our responsibility. Our responsibility is pure. It's clear. We should be part of the government. How do we be part of the government? It's by asking questions, writing letters, asking for accountability.
Yeah, my brother, you know what? Although in diaspora have to create forum, you have a right to question the water storm. It was a government. If we take that, if we have a strong body here that represents us, we can pick a lawyer and petition the governor. We want to know how Shomole run the project. Then, if it become a case, it will be investigated. Now, by then, they will not understand that the masses really have rights. Constitution creates a lot of.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Don't put body, we can have enough money here and pick a good lawyer to petition them for us. They must answer, because that project is the worst scam that has ever happened. And our current governor promised us is going to probe it. I do understand if it is probed, the former and this current governor will go to jail. That is the fact, because it was his company used to borrow the money. He only came out to deceive Edo people that he's going to do it. He knows he cannot do it, because there's nobody that you have a gun, you can't hit and put it on you, except you are crazy. They are scam and they are not sincere people. So if we really want to help our land, we have done enough. We send money, we keep the economy going, but we need to have a strong bodies that have to start challenging these people. The laws are there. They should stop deceiving us. Fulani are bad, Fulani are wicked. Awusama is our pro. They are liars. How can you imagine? My governor is reading a budget for water resources when he understands very well. People don't drink pipe and water. Where is that money going?
Okay. My brother, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that question. Do you actually know that those state water urban water board is not in existence, but there are people still receiving salary as we speak today?
Okay, and people are still pensioning from there.
And now listen, another thing that you guys highlighted. Do you actually know that these rural areas, that some of them get their Sunday newspapers on Wednesday? There are teachers that were allocated there to teach in primary schools there. Some of them are ghost workers. They don't even go to work.
That doctors who are ghost workers, they don't go to hospital.
So you see that the whole system needs to be overhauled. There's nothing working. That we have been saying that the structure, foundation matters a lot. Do you want to set a foundation with a stick and go and put Dangote Smith on top and say that house is going to stand? It's not going to work. That is how the state and the country is.
Yeah.
You expect me there to blame me, president's a problem. President did not give me police.
We keep, that is why we say, this one, they will tell you is tribe, this one will put you this tribe will put you this one, the other one will, they keep, that is why you see them recycling themselves, coming back to us, and coming back to say they are bad. Until we open our eyes and say, this thing is too much. We need to change it. Simple.
We are here trying to.
Excuse me.
Can I come in, please?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. I want to plead with. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Mr. Victor.
Hello.
Yes.
We are hearing you.
They are listening to you. Continue, Mr. Victor. Want to talk?
I want to plead with everybody. We have been talking. I'm a man who believes in action. I believe in action. When Okolegbe was in Nigeria, you remember both of us went to get the budget for the state. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
You remember that we went to the State House Assembly and who paid for them to get us those copies because they said they don't have available copies.
Yes.
We said, okay, we'll pay for the photocopy. They should make photocopy for us. You understand? Currently now, I took a yes.
Let me shock you. You know, a lot of people have tried to get that copy. They couldn't get it.
Yes.
They denied them because government hide informations. They don't allow you to get
from the people.
Do you even know why we got it? I will tell you why we got it. The man, the director, that man you saw sitting.
Yes.
Knows me one-on-one. It's my old boy. He attended the Dokpolo Grammar School. We meet in the Dokpolo meeting all the time.
Yeah.
Old boy association. So when he saw me, he couldn't reject me. That's why I just said, okay, if you have money to do copies. Otherwise, they would have told you, come tomorrow. They'll frustrate you, will not get it. Because they know what they are doing. They don't expose what they do. It's like a court. They know what they are doing in secrecy. They don't want people to know. And that is what we continue to ask them. That's why we need to change these people. If you cannot tell us...
We need a re-education. We need to educate the youth. Education of their rights for them to know themselves. Let me also check you. They will know. They will just... Listen, we will get there. Changes is constant. They will get there. Let me shock you too. I went to a place at Ikpobaraka. They call it a Diale Road, aka Mechanic Road. Well, I found out that in the budget, the road was allocated and it was done on paper. No common cement or a shovel was put on that road. Currently, with Niger Watch, with one other organization, took Edo State government to ESCC. Is the street that is still drafting now. We already with ESCC on that matter. The state is running up and down. That is one. Let me also shock you that over 80% of the road in the state has been done on paper. And we are folding our hands. And we should get up, my brother. We should start advocating. We'll write a letter to Edo State and start demanding. And when you start demanding, you put it on the public domain. That's the only way. When the people are now aware, they know that you are aware, they will not be afraid. It's because people have no option, they don't know what to do. That's why they resorted to self-help. People are not resorted to self-help.
It's like Midwest Presses wants to talk.
No, it's Victor.
Okay,
Victor.
Okay,
Victor. Okay, go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, thank you, Lefisitoya. I just want to say something. I want to thank all my brothers for speaking very well. There are some issues that have been raised, especially with Mr. Israel and Midwest, and my senior brother Midwest. Yes, they talk about changing the system, which is good because the system now is broken. It is faulty and it needs a change. But my question where I want to also ask that, even if we change the system today, does it change the people in the system? Because the new system is going to operate with the same people, with the same mindset.
So, it will change the people.
It will
change. It will change, sir. The reason why it will change, is because the system will change you, whether you like it or not.
Oh my God. Let me learn. When you change the system, good, fine. But the same people are still in the system. The people that was in the old system. So
no, when you have a system, The system will change everybody. Just the way it is in abroad. If you are armed robber in Nigeria, you get abroad, you will not be gone again.
My brother, this is how the system is going to change you. My brother, Midwest, let me tell him, this is how the system is going to change you, my brother. When you live in a developed world, you have a social security number that have your name, your address, and whatever you are doing. Whether you buy 2 cars, everything is in the system. So if you do anything stupid, the government don't need to come and knock on your door. The system will come and knock on you because they know where you are.
Okay, fine. I know how it works in abroad.
So they don't think that if these people leave, they are going to still come back. They know they come.
Mr. Israel, wait. You will let me say something. I know how it works in abroad. The system is there, and the people in the system cooperate with the system for the system to work.
No, the system make them to cooperate. You can't do otherwise. If you do otherwise,
the people have no options. Once the system is put in place,
let me land now.
The system is supreme.
Okay, let me land.
The system is supreme. The system is supreme.
Let me land now. When you when you bring the system to Nigeria now, for example, Nigeria is a different terrain. Okay, you bring that system to Nigeria, for example, and you want to implement it in Nigeria, fine, which is good. You understand? My question now is, you understand? I know our Nigerian people, we are resistant to change generally, but that's by the way. But that's by the way side. Even the social security you want to implement now, no state can implement that thing without the federal. It's not
no, they can't.
This is why we keep telling people don't push them back again.
For example, now, if for example now,
Midwest.
Midwest. For example, now I moved from Kaduna State to Edo State. Wait now. Okay, let's say Edo State.
Let me talk to this guy. Okay, go on.
Wait, let me finish now. No state can implement that social security number without the federal.
I can.
Who said?
Do you know why?
Who said?
You know why? Edo State is a region within Nigeria. It's not a country. Let me finish now. You will talk. Let me finish. Please.
Okay.
Please. Edo State is a region within Nigeria. Okay. And you want them to implement the social security system in Edo State, which is good. Fine. Okay, somebody is living in Kaduna State. He moves to Edo State. You understand? He lives. He's a Nigerian. He can live anywhere he wants to live. You cannot tell him not to go to Edo State. Yes.
Yeah. So, see why it works.
Let me finish. In Kaduna State, they don't have such thing. For example, he's just living his life in Nigeria. He comes to Edo State. Edo State to say he wants to come and stay in Edo State. For example, I'm just giving an example. To say he wants to come and live in Edo State, and Edo State is implementing their own social security separately from everybody else. There's no competition with other states or the federal government. They're just on their own. Okay, you come now as a Nigerian. You come to Edo State. You said, what law will now prevent you as a Nigerian for them to impose anything on you as a Nigerian? They're just a state.
No, look at it. Look at the way it works.
Explain that to me, please.
Let me explain a little thing to you. I think Lefty will also come to. Let me tell you, if we have a social security database in Edo State, it means Edo, everybody that resides. This one is not like tribalism. If you are living in Edo, your address is going to be registered in Edo. Then you will have your own social security number. Automatically, the government have database of exactly of the people that reside. I'm not saying Edo indigenous that reside in the state. It knows their houses and it knows the exactly houses they live. Now, if somebody is coming from Katsina, if the person is coming to Edo State, there must be a reason for coming. Are you coming to work? That means you have to go and get your number. That's the only way you can force it.
I don't need a reason. I'm a Nigerian. I don't need a reason. I'm a Nigerian. I can come whenever I want.
Let me tell you now. Let me quickly learn. Let me tell you how it functions. The benefit of
Mr. Victor, please. Victor.
Wait.
Victor, listen now.
Listen, Mr. Listen a little bit.
Everybody, hold on.
I'm a Nigerian. I don't need a reason to go from one state to another state.
Mr. Victor,
no,
listen to him. He did not tell you you cannot come to the state. He did not say you must have a reason for coming to the state. Just listen. What he said is simple. What he said is this. If you are coming to reside in Edo State now, you want to stay in Edo State because you have freedom of movement. If you are residing in Edo State, you want to stay there and do business now. It means Edo State data, you must put yourself into the data.
Inside. That is how it works.
That's what he said. He's not saying you must, before you come to Edo State, you must have a reason. No. This one does not have any reason. Nobody's stopping you not to come. But you can come and stay. But if you must do anything like Edo, reside there, have a business, meaning they must capture you. If that, you will pay your tax. They know everything about
nothing
you.
is very simple.
Today, the sickness when you get the writer from under you, so you get no sickness. Anywhere they press computer, they know so you see that sickness.
You will be there. So now, if for example someone is from Katsina, is in Nigeria, you have a right to come 100%. But you can't just travel like an animal. You must have a reason. That's what I mean as a human. You want to go and pay a visit to your brother. You have a girlfriend, a dog girlfriend. You want to come and see her. These are reasons. Okay, now if your purpose is coming to work, it's also a reason. So when you come, if it's going to take you more than some certain period of time, then you got this number. You enter the system. You go and register your address with your local government. This is how government functions. So if you have it now, the government will now know exactly the number of people. Then you are guaranteed with health care. As you are working, you are paying tax. They recognize you. This is how the social security. It is the system will force you. If that guy is having any criminal,
I'm not saying.
You see how it doesn't discriminate. If it is working well in Edo State, crime has reduced. The nearest neighbor will quickly do their own. That is how a country is developed. We cannot continue to
Midwest is right, sir.
Mr. Midwest, I'm not saying it's not a good system. What I'm saying is that system cannot really work with the kind of
federalism. It will work
see, sir. Midwest, let me tell him. Midwest, let me tell him. Do you know why, sir? Hold on. You just said something.
You are in Sweden now.
Sir.
It's not nationwide. It's only
okay, let me correct you. I am in Sweden. I want to give you an example. Listen, I am in Sweden. My health care, it is my region that pay for my health care, not Swedish government. It's in charge of my health care. That's how they structure their country.
Midwest, that's too far. Midwest, that's too far. Midwest, let me tell him what is happening here now.
It's not every.
Now, if I lost job, listen to me again. If I lost my job today, it is my commune, my local government that have to pay for my house and pay for my money.
See,
so you see how I understand.
Midwest, the Midwest man.
What I'm saying is that social security system is a nationwide something.
We know. Midwest, let me tell him something. Sir, you said it's a nation. That is true. Hold on. The reason why they don't want to pass it is for you not to know the lies. This thing has been there in the National Assembly. The NI, they have been saying they know that the NI. Have you ever heard the NI again? It went so viral one time. It just went down. You know why? Because this thing, they know that it's gradually coming. See, it's going to catch up with them. One thing you don't know, by the time those people you are electing to the National Assembly, and you riot and say, we want this thing, go and solicit for this thing to be implemented. Simple. When this thing is implemented, they don't have the choice. It is the system that will run them.
Yes, I understand you, Mr. Israel. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to implementing social security, no region can, you see, in a country like
no region. That is true. You are right.
In a federal state like
totally wrong.
You cannot
that is totally wrong.
See,
no, it's totally wrong.
It's 100% correct.
He's wrong. He's right.
Correct.
But that is why, Mr. Midwest, that is why we are still getting it, because most of our representatives, constituents that we send there to the National Assembly to actually do what we ask them to do. They don't do their job. This is why. Because you see the electoral bill that we are fighting for now, it's already done on the table.
I just want us to
they said no.
Yes, Mr. Victor, let me put Israel. Hold on, Mr. Victor. Let me quickly put you what I think. For you to say no region can do it, I don't think it's true. The government. Hold on, let me finish. I will be talking about this. And a lot of people say, since we run federal system, if it is not from Abuja, it will not work. It's not true. If my governor today, Governor Obaseki Novega said, now decide to say he wants to capture the data of every Edo person, the president will not come and tell him not to do it.
Okay.
The president will not tell him not to do it. If governor today, today he wants to bring up a scheme that will capture everybody living in Edo State. If he, as a governor that had that executive power, say today, because of so reason, I want to make sure it will help me calculate, it will help me project, it will help me
develop, help my people.
I tell you.
Okay, Leftist, can I come in, please?
The federal government will not tell him not to do it.
Wait a little bit, land. You can say your own. We listen to you. Why it cannot work?
Okay, Akin. Okay, go ahead. Akin wants to say something.
Okay, thank you very much. What you guys are saying practicality, it doesn't even come close at all. So what you're saying is Edo State going to have its own immigration system? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't have to do with immigration.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Say you create a hang on. You create a database for Edo State.
Doesn't work with immigration. He only work with the ministry.
Hold on. Let me explain to you. If you create a database system for Edo State today, don't forget in Edo State you have people who are students who are not full-time residents. You have people who are part-time, who are expatriates who come in to just do 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months work. You have people who are not full residents of the state. So when these people goes and a new set of people come, what do? You do another database again, right?
Oh,
is that what
you're saying? That.
Knowing fully well. So what is the point of your database in the first place?
Don't criticize this project that we are talking about. I want a little bit before you have it. If you can.
If anybody lives in Edo State, as of the time the database is being conducted, as of that time, whether you are a part-time or not, you are captured. Your data information is captured. Then when you leave, they also know you are not there.
When you leave, you know how they will.
What about the new people that comes in?
Listen. Today, if 1,000 people land Italy, if one person people land,
start like that, sir. Maybe the neighboring state will capture.
My brother, you are using a country. You are using a country to make an example when you are talking about a sub-regional state in Nigeria.
Let's example. You are making a mistake because you hear a country. I live in Sweden. I want to give you an example.
Okay,
it is my government. Listen, if in Spain, this woman is from Spain. I want to give her an example because I've lived in Spain. It is the local government, the smallest. Our local government is too big that register people identity, the local police, to the federal government in Spain because they are the people that know exactly who live with them. Then the social security office give you your social security number. This is how they run Spain for the immigrant. In Sweden here, the day I entered their system, I went to the local, the task office. So they have a department. So the whole General National Task Office is connected to every local commune. That is how they work. So from there, they are the one that know the number of houses in their place. So they put my number, my name is there, and they gave me a number. I want to give you an example. I live in Sweden. If I am sick, I don't contradict. If I go to Stockholm, I don't live in Stockholm. If I'm sick in Stockholm today, my commune have to go and pay for my health care. I'm still in Sweden. If, for example, I went to Stockholm, something happened to me, they take care for me, they spend all the money. My region, because my region, that is where I pay my tax. They have to, because that is where I live. They have to they have to balance the money back. So if I lost job, it is my little community that have to give me job. They have to pay my house for me. So to tell you everything,
brother, that money does not come from your community. The money comes from the central government.
Let me tell you, you people continue to clamor that we should remain in the same place and we will die and get rotted there.
We're not clamoring that we remain in the same place. We are saying that we can do it, but it has to be a federal system.
When your governor is making a budget for a department that is not in existence, water resources, where do you have
you are deviating into a different subject now.
But what are you saying? The reason is that we don't have database. If you connect the people that is working in a State to the Ministry of Labor, we do have a ghost workers. It's impossible. We don't have government. Don't stop telling our brother.
You're talking about the ability. You're talking about the ability of a Nigerian.
Let me tell you what social security.
Hold on.
I want to tell you what it means. Okay, don't take it for.
You're talking about the ability of a Nigerian that is guaranteed by the federal constitution. On unrestricted movement into any part of Nigeria. That if he goes into a state in Nigeria, he has to register. What are you? Come on, brother. Let's stop this thing, man.
The state constitution in Nigeria said every local government, if anybody die, register the person. The state constitution, go by, they haven't changed that. The British left it for us. Anybody put to bet in any local government,
that is why it's called the constitution. That's the constitution is the federal. So when it is in the constitution, it means that it is done everywhere in Nigeria.
Listen, Akin. University of Benin is federal government. Hold on, University of Benin is federal government. Now, Ekpoma is state government, AAU. Now, are you telling me that the students in Ekpoma, they are not registered, they are not in database of Ekpoma? Are you telling me now that the student in University of Benin, since it's federal, they don't have the database of University of Benin, student University of Benin? Are you telling me that the University of Sokoto?
How is this your example? How does it correlate with the subject matter?
Hold on, the simple is this on subject, this is a database. Uniben as a whole and AAU as a state, they all have different database of their students. Their student locally. Are making my example. Yes, on record. So at those states, if you want to have the state from local government. That's why you have local government. Right from local government, if they want to get data and capture people from Edo State, they can get this data, give everybody state number.
And every Nigerian will enjoy it.
And everybody, why are you guys talking like this?
Yes, I know what I'm saying.
You don't understand what we are talking. That is why you are arguing. Because I'm talking to you the possibility why it's not going to. The Nigerian government said we should move everywhere. The Nigerian government does not say we should not register ourselves. If you want to run a business in Benin, the state government has law that
come to Benin.
If you want to go and do a business in Abuja, I have to register with the local council. I own this shop, and the local council will give me some certain permit, some certain number.
Okay.
It doesn't restrict any. If you are from Midwest people.
Yeah. I want to quickly ask you a question, right? So you live. I don't know the side you live in Sweden, right? So you know, I want to give you the reason why you have a database system and why it is centralized. I want to give you an example. You see, I will use the criminal justice system. You see the area where you live now. If somebody commits a crime and they serve a prison sentence in that place, right? And they now move away from there and they go to Stockholm. And if they have been arrested or pulled over by the police, it is shown direct in their system there that person already has a criminal record in your own area where you live. Do you understand the point now?
Yeah. See how it works.
Do you understand the whole point of central database? If you have a car registered in your community now and you travel to Stockholm, right? If you commit an offense with your car in Stockholm, they know where that car is registered. Do you understand the point of central database system now? So why do you think if you capture people in Edo today, and so
take it easy. If Edo State have their own database, it does not stop you from doing any other thing in other states. And it will help
today. Akin, if my governor starts social security number today, less than 1 year, the whole state government, nobody will tell them not to do it immediately. Nobody that doesn't want to help his people. Our people don't know the value of this social security number. That is why they are just turning blind eyes. Then, if the federal government now want to make it a central one, it's still the same thing they are going to achieve. Because social security number is not that they just give you a number. Once they give you the number, the database will link you to the entire ministry. If you are working in Edo State, then it is going to reflect there the day you sign your contract to start working in any place. Now, if you pay tax, it is going to show that social person with this number is the one contributing this money. That is why if you leave the place, they will also know you left the place. So if they see it work and it will reduce crime automatically, we will be safe and you will see progress will start coming. All this goes salary. The first only governor awarding contract. Our governor is good. The problem with them is that we don't really have this structure on place, and they want to do it just the way the people used to do it, and they continue to remain in one place. Once they leave office, everything is gone. So, and at the same time, If you don't have social security number, the only thing we produce is corruption, because you will continue to be releasing money and they don't account to you. You don't know how it flies. Social security will not discriminate. It will only help those state people or government to know exactly people that live in the state. It will know exactly the number that work.
How is he going to do that?
Okay, look at the way he's going to do it. First of all, those state House of Assembly have to be put in place. They have to pass a law that they want the local government government election. So we can have a local government chairman. The responsibility of a local government chairman is not to be building market. It's not to be building, donating money to police. That is not their duty. Their duty, because it's corruption, that's why they do those things. Their duty is to register houses and people that live with them. That's why you have local government. They are the ones that know exactly who live with them. Then in that process, they are the ones that are supposed to start identifying those. I live in so street, so number. That is my house. Then, because the record of the house is with them, they will see the house, the number of people that are supposed to stay in that house. And they will, from their process your address for you. They will write you a letter and you will have this number. So, okay, take for example, you are an ordinary bus driver. With your number, the government can also open an account for you in the Ministry of Finance. This is where you pay your tax monthly. Nobody will come and harass you in the street. But if you don't pay, there are people that check you. They will come for you. They will give you the bill, and the bill will start yielding interest. You will know why you should not hold government. So, my dear brother, we cannot run our society if we don't rely on database and we want to say we are building school, we are making our people to progress. Since 1960, people have been building school. Look at the school. They have trained doctors. Saudi Arabia is requesting for doctors. All of them want to flee. We have been training teachers. But the truth is that we don't have social security to put these people in the proper perspective. We are not seeing the benefit. So what I'm trying to say, nobody should say that we can't run social security. We can run it on our own, and I will assure you, if any state... Yeah.
Middle people, listen, I am one of the biggest advocates when it comes to database collection. I'm one of the biggest advocates when it comes to Nigeria should have a database system. Because first of all, any country you go to, right, the immigration service, because of the functionality of the immigration service, you are captured into their system straight away, right? Where I differ from you is that no state in Nigeria can be an island of its own when it comes to something like this. It has to be done nationally. If it is not done nationally, look, because if anything goes on in a state, you can easily track it. It's just like a policeman stop somebody on the road and you say, "Oh, where are you from?" You say, "I'm from Katsina State." Or, "Where do you live?" "I live in Katsina." "Oh, what's your name?" The policeman can easily get the information that he needs from a central database. But if you do that in a state like Edo State, first of all, Edo State government does not control the police. The police is under the federal government. That is one. So you cannot even tell them to enforce the system. One. Then two,
it doesn't have anything to do with immigration, because we can't even link social to immigration. Even here in Europe,
it does.
It's only my identity number that is with immigration, not my social security. Anyway, so they run it with one. Like in Spain, they run it with two. Social security number, it doesn't concern migration. I'm just telling you. The purpose is for you to caution with the meaning. It doesn't have anything to do with immigration. If I gave you an example, if someone is coming
in Ireland, in Ireland, they will call it TPS number.
Excuse me.
Law in permit the man to come to Katsina. So from Katsina to Edo, if it's in Edo State, the Edo system said we want to know those who live with us. You get what I'm saying now? So you just go straight to the office and follow the due procedure. If the guy want to run a shop, he go to local government office. Now this business I want to do. Then process the license. They gave to him and gave him his number. That is not discriminating. If he's paying tax, nobody will come and flog him with stick. He will go and pay it in the bank.
Do you even understand that we have a constitution at the federal level?
That is why you have state of House of Assembly to make law. Since you are not going to be discriminative against any Nigerian, it has nothing to do.
If you understand what the federal constitution is about, there is nobody can pass any law.
At the same time, we must register the business. The constitution did not say I should just go to any place and start business like that. Every business has to be registered.
Hello, Mr. Kim. Well done. I want to greet every one of you. Actually, we have a federal constitution. The local government have their power in the first schedule, the functions of local government. The state government also have their own power. The only things the state government cannot do are things that have to do with the exclusive list. In the issue of this profiling of people, is still within the concurrent list. The state government also have power to do it. If you go to our constitution, our 1999 constitution as amended, is clearly stated. If it's on the exclusive list, the state government have no power. But issues that have to do with profiling of people, the local government and the state has power to do it. The state government, the state House of Assembly can quickly also enact a law to guide the process. It's stated in our constitution. They have the power. But issue of exclusive list, that way they don't have the power like issues that have to do with police and other federal infrastructures. So,
but if I may come in, let me say something. According to the constitution,
yes, sir.
No Nigerian needs any social security number to take any job anywhere in any state. As a Nigerian, you can go to any state and get any job without having to have any social security number. That is Nigerian law.
It has
okay, let me also remind you. Let me also remind you.
Please,
hello.
Nobody is saying that without that job, without that social security, you will not get a job. It's not denying you of a job. It's just
let me tell you what you
if I am a governor, let me throw more light on that. Let me throw more light on that. There are so many things the constitution is also silent about. Let me tell you, there's what they call the doctrine of necessity. They can invoke the doctrine of necessity if the issue of security becomes unbearable. So it can be adopted, please.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Imagine the white people call it social security number. They even put security there because there's no way you can secure a society without it.
See what I'm saying now. What I'm saying now. If for example I'm from Delta State, and I go to Edo State to pick a job, and they say that before I can get the job, I need a social security number in Edo State.
No, nobody will tell you before you can get it. Don't use that word. Don't use that word.
Before you can get it.
You must get what they are telling you. As far as you got a job you are doing in Edo State, please go and get your social security number. When you have it, if you are sick, the doctor take care of you. The state governor will know that they treat exactly this person instead of treating a ghost.
Okay. And what I want to ask you is that what if I try not to get the number? Will I be sacked from the job?
No. The day you go to hospital, you will go and pay for your medical care.
It's optional whether I like or not. It's not by force.
No, listen to me.
Hello.
Okay. I get your point now. Let me come in now. You see why I tell you this? It does not work. You see, you just tie yourself up now.
Okay.
So what you are saying now is that because someone has a social security, they can have free health care. They can have free health care. Is that what you're saying? So
listen to
do that. What stop people from other states to come into those states?
People, the way you people calculate it, because of the way they brought us up in Nigeria, they make us to feel that even in abroad, because you are just inside that abroad, you have a right to everything. We all have the same equal right to so many things. Someone must be responsible to pay for those things. That is why they use social security. As I gave you an example, I live in Skåne, a region in Sweden. For example, I travel to Stockholm and anything happen, I go there, I went to any of their hospital. They will take care for me, but my region is coming to pay that money. But we are all Sweden. So, my dear brother, these things, we need to start putting things in order. Let me give you an example. You see, somebody from Delta is in Edo State and is working, let's say, is working at the bank. Okay, in Edo State law, if you are living here, please register yourself with the local council and get your social security number so that they can link you up with all the various ministries as someone that is already working here on the state level or whether you are working the federal level. So, okay, now you say you don't want. There is no problem. But there are conditions that will follow because the state want to run things in accountability manner. So in the process, issue, we also have a lot to tackle it. You understand me?
Midwest people, hold on.
Yeah.
What something like that too?
Let me quickly
let me
make one contribution here. For very long time, I don't want to talk a lot about abroad. When I came in, I was in Lyon. here in France.
Okay. Okay.
And here in France, I have a card, bus card for Lyon.
Okay.
You can have it as far you are in France. You can have it, but because I have Lyon address,
Yeah.
I could pay monthly for certain amount, which is a little bit cheap because I live there. Now,
Yeah.
when I left there, I went to another city. So most times I load because I don't live there every day. So I still load because I don't want to buy everyday card. 2 hours, 1 hour is expired, you buy again. So I like to load every month. So after a very long time, they tried to change their card. I want to tell you how system work. They tried to change the card to another one. I got the information. I went to the office. When I now give them one of the paper they requested from the code, that is a postal code. They said this postal code is not for Lyon. I said yes, I no longer stay here. They said we cannot do this for you right now. You are still going to be paying this amount. Does that stop me from not having the card? Does that stop me from not being in France?
Even the card is not valid in another state, sir.
See, I don't know if you understand. I can pay, but for those residing here that have this is like this. This one is free for them. I wanted to do that free one. They don't do free one. No, you can go. They'll change it free for you. I learned there's a. They say yes, it's happening. Bring your. I give them. They say you no longer stay here now. No, it's for people here. So you continue to pay when you come. So my brother, please, let's not just start talking because we want to talk. It will not work. Every circle, every region has certain rights to do what we improve them for their certain things. Let's not just say it's not possible. It's not possible. I don't like arguing.
It will.
I've never said I'm going to Nigeria. You force me now to say I'm in France, and I don't know that still in France today.
It's possible. It's stated in our constitution. It's possible.
Very possible. Look, for me, we are opportune to have a governor like Obaseki. This guy is so confused because there is no system at all. That is why he doesn't trust anybody. Even here in Europe, come and ask them whether they trust anybody. They tell you they don't trust anybody. It's the system. Because if you want to address the healthcare, whom are your daughter treating? That is a very good question. Whom are they really attending to? If the medicine they are drinking, who manufacture, who produce it? When you don't have social security to control all these things, my dear, people can go and do. That is why the country is in a total mess. For me, I see as though I've elected someone that wanted to help them. It's like this thing is so, they don't believe it can work this way. Okay, I will build school. People don't want to even go to the school anymore. I will build the road. The road is not going to last because you don't even know the material. You can't value these things. You don't even know the cost. People surround you from left, from right. People criticizing you. The ones that are praising you to come and steal money are praising you. If you are in that position, will you not be confused? But if you have the system or grant, the system will follow everybody. That is why. Let me tell you how it works here politically. If you are a governor of a state, you have a right to appoint somebody that read a medicine to go and handle education for you. It happens here in Sweden. The reason why it worked well for them here, because that person you appointed as a commissioner, you appointed that person because of your political party policies. You want to change the education. For example, they have 50 pupils in a class. You want it to be 40. The children, you want them to be eating food in the school. You understand? These are policies that people can easily carry for you. That is why they can change people. But inside that Ministry of Education, they have all departments intact with professionals. People that know how in that area. So that is why in our own case, once you appoint a commissioner, there are no permanent secretary to any of these things. So he's just in charge, and you want to put a doctor where they haven't. He doesn't even know anything about spanner. And there are no people for him to work. Even your policy doesn't even know. His purpose is there. Just you keep talking before you know 8 years is gone. This is the problem my governor is having, and this is what I'm saying. Because this man is trying to, lay proper foundation. But the foundation is laying in on top of a rocky one. And the time is gone already. For example, we have social security number today. I will tell you, do you know how much my governor will know exactly what is coming to that state? A lot of people are seizing money everywhere. He put people in the street to go and control cars. They are not beating our people. But what if those cars, the owners were to have a social security now, because you cannot go and register a car in data and come and be using it as a cabo in Edo State. If you do that, that means when you come, you still have to go to some city office in Edo to tell them that I registered this car in data. I'm from data man. I'm now in Edo State. I want to use it as boss. They will give you a separate number there and help you to be able to link you to tax office. So when you are working, you pay tax. The governor will be seeing it from his office. He can log in and see so many things that is going on. When things are not good, he can even call the commissioner there and say, why is this like that? So we are making this. Nobody will go to the street. Then if you don't pay this money, they cash you. You will know why people run away from government money in advanced country where there are data. But we are in a mess where the governor, look, if you put me there now, you don't even know my mind. But if the system, look, here in Europe, the system will force you anywhere you find yourself, because there are differences in every country. You live in one community, they give you one card. If you go to another commune, that card is not valid. They will tell you, no, you must pay everything. You don't have discount here. You don't live in my community.
So you're advocating for a social security that is not necessary. That is not necessary.
No, without social security, there's no government. It's very necessary. That's what I'm
that is what you're saying. You say in those states, you say they can have it, but it's a choice. You can choose not to have it as well. Is that not what you're saying?
Listen to me. I'm not saying that. It is the legislative arms of government of Edo State that will make a law. Anyone who live here for so reason, it doesn't cost you anything. Go to social office, register your name, and they will give you a number if you are not be having it. There you will tell them where you live. You see how it works now. There you will tell them why you are in the state. I am working for social NPC. I was posted from Abuja to Edo. If you are sick, if you go to hospital, then they will register that your social security number. The doctor that attend to you will be known. They will know exactly the number of people you attended to in a day, so that you can continue to pay good doctors. You see how it works now. You want to interject?
Mr. Midwest, I understand how it
works.
It's a very good idea.
Victor just asked you.
Victor just asked
you if you.
No.
Exactly. That is what we're saying. It has to be national.
Let me answer your question. Listen, you see the problem we have in national now. See, we are so confused about national. This, if you settle down and watch Nigeria Constitution, the greatest problem we have now is not even the federal. It is the state. The state are becoming a very big headache. I will give you an example. As we speak today, we don't have local government chairman because the federal create a vacuum for the state governor to, they never gave them a space when to conduct this election. Why can't don't you know that the those state arms of legislative arms of government have right to pass a law and say any governor that come to Edo State, you have 2 months to conduct election and it become a law?
They don't have the right. They don't have the powers.
Why?
Because that would be that whatever law you pass cannot supersede the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
No, it has nothing to do. The Constitution said the state government. It didn't say the state government.
Because the Constitution empowers
the state government have right to decide when the state government, this state governor, to decide when to conduct the election. It's not left for the state House of Assembly to clarify the law because they are very selfish. They will never even. We don't even have a state legislative. We don't want a state legislative for. It's to make a law because
Middle people, hold on. Let me explain something to you. You see, in Nigeria, right? You have the Constitution that governs the whole country, Nigeria. So you see, the law of that Constitution is superior to any law that any law you create on a state level. So if you are passing a law on a state level that contravenes, hold on, let me finish. I'm going to explain to you.
Let me explain. Let
me finish my explanation.
Okay.
If the Constitution, this is the Constitution of the Federal Republic, have given the right to conduct local government election to the government of the state, whether governor or not, but to the state government, right? So in that Constitution, it did not stipulate time or when the election should be conducted. It just said the have the power to conduct local government election.
You made a mistake here. Let me correct you. Even political party laws become a problem to Adamu Shomole. Please, let us not be constitution of the party become a problem. So please, brother, let me tell you one thing. if those state House of Assembly in a proper shape make a law today that upon arrival of any governor, you have only 2 space or 2 months to conduct a local government, it becomes a law. Any court in Nigeria will honor it because the federal law did not address it. It leave it for the state to decide it by themselves. Because these people,
the state government, not the state House of Assembly, not the state legislative arm of government, the state executive arm of government. The constitution, empower the state executive arm of government. Not the state legislative arm of government.
The legislature can make the law. They can make such laws.
That make laws. These are the people
the ones that make laws. Let me explain. Excuse me. Any proclamation made by governor or government of a state without passing through the legislature is executive order. It doesn't hold water. It doesn't hold water. Just like when the Somali banned bike, it was just an executive pronouncement. It doesn't hold water. If you hold the man,
that is not what we're talking about here, my brother.
What are you saying?
You're talking about the power that was conferred on the executive branch of government by the federal constitution. You're not saying that the state House of Assembly should now pass a law
it's clear that they can make. It's written that they can make the law amend time to time.
I don't know.
It's written there.
I don't know when
next time we are going to dwell on this constitution.
Yeah, the law said
we are going to dwell on this constitution.
Let me say something.
The law said the state government. He never said the state governor. He said the state government. And the government is made up of 3 arms of government. So he never said the state governor. Please, let us our people. So if it is the government,
everybody should hold on. Hold
your
peace.
Something, sis.
Yes,
Midwest people and leftists, you are correct. The state can make law. You understand? But even those laws too can also be challenged in court. It's usually that can interpret those laws. You understand? The state can, the legislature can make those laws, but they cannot interpret it. So those laws can also be challenged in courts.
Yes,
and the interpret those laws.
It's true. Yes, so when you challenge the law in the court, the judge is going to see the law. Is going to see the law that addresses it. So, if for example now in Edo State we don't have governor, do you know the reason why we don't have governor?
But interpreting the law is a different thing from making a law.
Yeah, but listen to me. Even a constitutional law in a party in Nigeria addressed the issue of Osomole. So please. Nigeria is not just it is our state governors that is creating a serious problem. They become like parasite to the federal to some certain level, whereby you give them money because of lack of social security number. They consume the whole money of the country for their own interest and let the masses to be dying. So you have, for example, you have a what is it called? Security vote money. It goes to your governor monthly. From that money, they don't pay police.
50 million. Now 50 million every month.
Pay police. They don't do anything, but they call it security vote. And the money, what are they using this money for? You imagine if, for example, we have only local vigilante, well organized, well trained, at least giving them the proper tools, the governor everybody will be sleeping with 2 eyes closed on that short period of time. But they don't. I don't understand.
Mr. Midwest, do you know what the Constitution says about vigilante in Nigeria?
My brother, I don't think that thing is even illegal because they should not possess arms. There's no proper definition law for vigilante. They are because of
vigilantes are volunteers.
When
you do voluntary job, we all live in Europe. When you say you are doing voluntary work, what do you mean? They are volunteers. What do you mean? This is simple English now. When you say somebody is a volunteer, what does that tell you?
Mr.
A volunteer that you make yourself available for it. It's voluntary.
You are not compelled to do it. It's not a job. You are just volunteering. It's not a normal job
to
for
help.
You are just bringing yourself out to help.
So okay, now the government even also have a law. Okay, now you have an ambassador even trying because they pay their and lease them.
I need to mute you people because you are not listening to me at all.
Sorry.
Both of you just kept arguing and talking. And when I say hold on, nobody just want to listen. And it does not work
Let
like
me
that.
listen also for leftists and other people and Akim.
No,
Let them talk.
when you're arguing, when you hear listen, you listen for what we come in. If it is palatable, if it's not good, you go. Just like Mr. Victor, he seems he like opposing and all that. He just said vigilante is a voluntary job. I said no. Hold on, let me explain. He didn't. Let me shock you. You said in our constitution, there's nothing like vigilante. It's a pity. You see, most of us are talking because we don't read this constitution, or maybe we just have an idea. Please get a copy. As I'm here now, if I put out my back, all child rights, constitution, police act, everything I bought, and they are with me, hard copy. You need to know what you are talking about before you start to talk. Vigilante is under neighborhood watch. Do you hear me? Our government is not using that money. They're supposed to establish what we call neighborhood watch. A neighborhood watch comes across the 18 local governments of the state. Everybody, the people appointed in all areas, youth, they get involved. They get salary. They are supposed to be paid certain amount every month as staff of neighborhood watch. Anybody that comes into your neighborhood, you in that community, you pick people. You get information, you give information to police and all that. So through there, you can form a vigilante group under neighborhood
Intelligent gathering.
It's a security apparatus locally. Intelligent gathering does not just come from. That's why in Europe today, almost everybody there, they are neighborhood watch. They are watching you. Anything they call the police immediately. It is an information. So our constitution give room for neighborhood watch. Go and check. Go and check well. And they are paid. It's not voluntary. So you don't just talk, or you argue. You don't listen. You don't want to listen. You don't want to hear. We are not talking because we want to talk. We are talking because we've read this constitution. We know our rights. We know what the rights of the people. We are not thinking. We are not assuming.
Yeah, leftists, I understand you. You know, but where the confusion comes is that people keep using the word voluntary. Why they should stop using it then? It's confusing people.
Why they use the word voluntary, I will tell you this. Why they come up voluntarily? Because the government, our government, did not maintain. Do you know Oshomole? Oshomole had a neighborhood watch office led by a General Charles Omorogi. But he never gave General Charles Omorogi the free hand to go into local government, the resource, that money, that security vote, to employ and pay staffs. Even in the office there, the neighborhood watch office in government house was just being there as neighborhood watch. Now, when the voluntary came in, I will tell you, when they say they use their, yes, they now became voluntary when the crime rate became too much and hard. And they now think of, secure yourself. You go buy gun. You people police were not telling people, organize yourself into a group. You can do vigilante. So some youths now came up and said, okay, yes, we can actually, these ones are not even neighborhood watch now. They now come voluntarily.
To do it with the police.
These ones now make themselves, they are not being paid. They are not being paid, which they are supposed to be paid locally. Because the security situation become too much. Everybody, even from the federal government, they were telling you, protect yourself. Community, protect yourself. Do it because it's becoming too much now. Some youth now gathered and say, okay, now we can contribute. We know. I know somebody in that that volunteered. He volunteered because he was already doing it in a Ekosodi, where he stays. They have a unit of such. So in the state level, he now volunteered into the state level. While some community already have this vigilante organized, and you don't do that without the police. They have guns. The police will be aware. The police know them. So now the state level, they now came and make it voluntary. And now they are voluntary, the government gave them old Sienna second hand as contribution for their movement. Tell me that old Sienna, nobody's maintaining it for them. Why would they go into crime? They go to their office, the BD they give to them, they go there every day, they hold cases, various crime.
Excuse me, they don't have office. They don't even have. It's museum ground, an open place.
I use the place like
an
office,
open place.
Open grade in museum ground they are using. Do you know crime?
Open
These
place.
people go to capture every day. They take it to museum ground.
My brother taking the risk for their life, and we are not ready to help them. It's very painful.
Let me just finish. Oh, sometimes they also call the police. Please come and take from here. Those drug peddlers, those ones they are holding. Sometimes they call the LDA, the people in charge. So people, please come and take it from us. Now on their own expense. Now tell me, they leave home every day. They go to the street. No thing. So tell me why one drug man will not settle them and they will say, okay, I will leave this one because of you. Because now you.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, brother.
I want to tell you why corruption will not finish.
Yeah. Let me ask a question. Do we have state level Ministry of Internal Affairs?
Ministry of Internal Affairs, I think yes.
I think we have it on the state level.
Yes.
Okay, this is not their function. This is the problem. When they cannot handle security for us, because if the governor want to work, that is why those ministries are in existence. And those ministries cannot even help the governor himself when there is no social security number. So we need this proper. If our government party is achievement for 2 years, I tell you that data will come and say, look, we want to also give our people less merge. That is how it become a national issue. Most of these things we are seeing in Europe, there was a time, if you go to Swedish history, you will see how these people suffer. You will see the level of crime. They start coming out with ideas, just the way we are talking. They started coming and they started facing problems. That's what they always tell us. They start with one. For example, now the youth now is going to be a disaster if this issue is not addressed. The whole of the country, our youth they lack what is called entrepreneurship. There is no skill. Even if they train you, no practical knowledge. So automatically, this is going to lead to serious problem, and everybody wants fast money. My dear, this is a serious issue, and we have seen it. If the government only want to pick the youth issue, it can only run it with identity number. There is no two ways over it. Because if you want to do it from off-head, Governor Obaseki cannot be in everywhere. See what happened in palliative. For example, there's a disaster today. Or Governor Obaseki, with his good heart, said, you people in Ego, for example, you have this disaster. I want to help people that is living in Ego. The local government doesn't register anybody that lives there. It doesn't know. They will pressure him. He will release the money. We are happy. Maybe a few people will get the help and the right names because there's no social security number and the money is gone. And before you know it, another problem is coming from somewhere. Like my governor, the way I see this man have a good intention, but we live in a country where there is no structure for government at all. How will you run people that you don't know? How will you help people? There is no way. If you put people on the way to go and control vehicles, go and look at the problem they are creating for this man. Every day they want to kill people, they want to beat, because it cannot be there always. Whom are you going to work with? But if, for example, is ruling a those state with social security number, you that is driving, but if you come from Casina, you are driving Keke Nape, there is a procedure. So when you undergo that procedure, you get your license to drive your Keke Nape. At the end of the week, if it is a weekly tax, they are expecting your tax. If you don't pay that money, you are owing a those state. If you come again, they put you in jail. So it's not discrimination. You don't have right to hold anybody. But if you are paying your tax, nobody will come and beat you. It will clear these people. If you see anybody there, you get him arrested and sent it to long sentence because he's abusing the system.
Hello.
That I gave example. Because here in Sweden, they don't play with system. If you abuse the system, that want to do with taxation, they jail you for life. If you commit crime like drug, they still set you free. You kill somebody, they still set you free. But here, come and play with their tax system. They tell you do it this way, and go and manipulate and see what will happen to you. Your life is gone. They don't mess you because that is their lifeline. But they educate us the importance of this system. We are doing everything from our office. It's independent. Look at where we are today. We are not like an adult that cannot clean its hands. You don't know the number of children that is growing, and you are making budget for education. How are you going to get it right? People should come and register who is their children, so that in the next 6 years, We know the number of people that want to start school. Any government will start working with the Ministry of Finance how to make budget for these people. I tell you, the money to change Edo is already inside Edo State. Just because the government don't have a proper way to tax these people, individuals are hijacking this money. Our mothers in the market, they pay 1,000 every day. Some of them pay more than that. They keep paying to different set of people. This one will collect 100. This one will collect this one. All these people will come and collect. How much do they reckon to the state government? This is the question.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Hello, Etoya, let me respond to in the area of tax.
The fault is from the government. It is the government.
Let me tell you, sir. Whether security number or not security number, the truth is that for we to get headway, we must start to interrogate the system. On how the people must be involved. That is the truth of my one. Let me also shock you that they have appointments all over the whole place. They used to ring their election. They use those things to settle them. Like this Christmas and New Year period. People collect money with impunity at Ring Road. You beat people and nothing will happen. We have DSS department all across the local government. They don't do anything to report to them. They won't act. So the governor, which we have today, is more like a bully. It doesn't listen to advice. It doesn't listen to people. Though people are paying tax. Let me also shock you, the poor people that are paying tax. If you don't know, you should know. Also pure water sellers. They pay tax. And now, if you ask those state government, what are you spending the people's money to? It will go to court and you go and stop you from the court. So those are the problems. So the only thing we should do is to interrogate the system. You ask questions, me I will ask questions. Every one of us will ask questions. Or we can form a line together and ask questions. That's the only way we can do it. If not, this emperor will have to. This emperor.
We continue to ask
this emperor, the one we have now, sir. From the way you are talking, sir, I think you don't know the man so much. He's an emperor. A leader does not listen to his people. It's a failed leader. This one doesn't listen to his people. You cannot rule a state on secrecy. He's not done anywhere.
I him a good man.
Do things on your own without putting the people into consideration. And once they are about, you won't listen. The only thing you do, you turn it to political people. Political, you say they are opposition. Opposition are paying them. That's what they do. The only thing we need to do is to continue to ask questions.
I also criticize him. I don't campaign for Jay Yamu. I can't. Nobody will tell me Jay Yamu is better than.
They are all bunch of disappointment.
So nobody disappointment. Don't tell our people that. But what we are saying here is that even you, if you become a governor today in Edo State, and you don't change this system, there is all your project and all your plan. The system will kill it, and it is the system that is killing Obaseki project. Not me and you.
Sir. For you to succeed, sir. I've also advised the governor times without number. So Ogbemudia succeeded because he was monitoring his projects. How can we be doing roads and
the ministry?
The governor will go there. Ogbemudia will go there on his own. Before the construction people before the workers comes to site, he's already there. You cannot do things and remain in your office and be giving command. How can you do roads and you are doing roads and when it rains will wash it away and the contractor is not in prison? What kind of thing is that? What the water song you just talked about some minutes ago? It wasn't not involved about it. So they know what they are doing. Is the what?
Please,
my brother.
We've really spent a lot of time. We need to start rounding up. We keep talking. We stop talking. We are talking about Happy New Year. Do you know that on New Year Day, a former government aspirant in 2019 in Plateau State, his name is Nkeme Nicholas. She was kidnapped by government on New Year Day in the morning. And in the evening of the same day, they didn't take his phone, no, they left everything. In the evening of the same day, they now reach the family through one of the son's phone, demanded for 100 million ransom. Where would they get such money? From 100 million, they negotiated to 50 million as of yesterday. So now the federal government did NIM. How did they call in? That's the story for another day. And at the same time, Northern, according to Buratai, the former organ of military that is now ambassador, he said,
Ambassador to Benin.
yes, look, listen to him. I don't want to read the story full. I just want to quickly just highlight some before we round up. He said Northerners are religiously attached to bandits, terrorists. Do you hear that?
Yes.
If you want me to read the story, I will. He said Northerners are religiously attached to bandits, terrorists.
Yes.
That is Buratai. You can hear that. And in December, yes. I'm just living our life because I'm almost rounding up because there are things we just need to start thinking as a Nigerian. That so sometime in December, there was a rumor that Aisha Buhari was pregnant when he came back from where? Yes. Because he had a swollen stomach and all that. And immediately, you know what she did? She now asked all her staff to proceed on indefinite leave.
Yes.
You are aware of that?
Yes.
Now, that is the wife of the president of Nigeria. She's healed, we know, and some papers have said that allegedly she has cancer. What is she hiding? What did she ask all her staff to go on indefinite leave? She cannot be pregnant. Definitely, she cannot be pregnant. Well, we don't know if she's going to born another Jesus Christ or another Muhammad. But I also know well that, yes, she is not pregnant. But asking her staffs to go on indefinite leave, that is secrecy. That is, make all of them go house, know that they work from house. We go see they pay salary. We'll still be paying them salary, but don't come to work. And just of now, today, they say Lagos CP order arrest of estate security guard for delaying him. Just delay, see power. Since they happen with that country, which other story we'll get again? Okay, they say Gbowo lawyer don't withdraw from his service because of disagreement with Gbowo. So the Gbowo, no, say, of course, that one don't they jet for some time. And as of today, again, they say 1,708,449 police ammunition missing. I just want to give highlight of some kind of news.
Okay.
Police ammunition for a country is missing. Where did it happen? Where are we going to? Well, as of today, I think Olu of Ibadan, they say you don't kick bucket to
John ancestors.
May he so rest in peace. So he died at the age of 93. As of today, Olu of Ibadan don't go kick bucket. And Serap, we all know who they be. Now another RTP group. Then they probe insecurity. That they probe alleged misuse of security vote by governors. Then they ask Buhari, the money won't they pay our governors security vote. How it happen? You see some of the problem. What would they get for the country Nigeria? You get one news. This one a very important news because this one, when I see the news, I shake head. And this news, what they talk about? Audit report on what? Ministry of Agric. The Agric Ministry spent over 3.8 billion naira on Ruga scheme without approval. I beg. What could I look for that story? What could I read?
This one not even enter street. It's not even go to enter street.
3.8 billion since 2019. on Ruga. And they know now audit scheme, now they talk audit report to you see the money, 3.8 billion on Ruga, unapproved, not be National Assembly or they not approve that money for them. But because now they get power, they go they spend such money for cow. We they talk here every day, that say we stupid.
Ruga that was not even achieved.
If I say make I read all this story, we'll not go come up for here because I purposely keep all this story. Say if I want round up, I go just read some story because some people just did diaspora. They know who we come here, we talk. They go say, hey, if you see the level of corruption where the government, including our government,
for lack of social security number, now that make they happen.
If you see the wahala, the money where the people they chop, we God. If some money come up for some Europe countries, small money come up for their circulation, they go cry loud. See money where they come up for our
I bet you forward that report to me.
Hey, which other story again will catch my attention? This one has stupid code was saying learn how to kidnap for Dollywood. No, if you learn how to make farm for ministry or another, this one just the learn how to kidnap for Dollywood.
that one no where. The excuse no work.
Then this don't win person the autopsy, and I'm not saying they don't bring autopsy of that Sylvester or
Romani, yes.
They say he died of chemical intoxication due to so when they take bitter well, they beat and they can't give him something to drink. Now the autopsy they talk say chemical intoxication. The story now they make sure say that they suppress the story. Which other story I say I go talk before? Because many stories there, I just don't want to get interest for some. Maybe you get one way big money involved. Oh God, oh, make I check. Where I put that story, make I check that big money. When I see that big money, it even make me shake. I don't know. Okay, I keep that story somewhere for my phone. My phone, I find where that big money. When I see the money, to call money, I don't know figure. Me, I don't know figure. How much? That money was too big. That I put on. That one might be the main story. Why I don't know where I keep that story again. Where I put that story. Very large money. Only me who heard. Anyway, if I begin look for that story, we'll not go come up for it. We have really spoke and we've done our best. I still think we shall continue. People didn't call in upon all this talk of today. We didn't really get calling from a lot of people.
Maybe they were not watching. A lot of people were watching.
Let me go to comment section. DDKC TV. Thank you, my brother, Mr. Weston. You are very right of your talk. That na one person Midwest people. That na somebody way. They thank you. Say you try well for today. Then the Aryan world. Why don't they put the country in their pocket and the rest? He say all this corruption wahala. May the Yakubu put the country for their pocket. May they rest. The Aryan world, yes, we come today, but I saw you ignorance is playing a major role here. Somebody say some ignorance they play major role. Destiny. We see you. Thank you. Which person I never really Marily Foley. This one not black Nigerian name or black Chinese name. I almost cut my tongue. I see you, Cyprian, Anto. Some of them who they see here, most of them are noticing that be Nigeria again. Oh, the names they make person tongue, they twist. Dennison, cool truth. This one, no verse if I don't call them well. You know, say, I don't go school. I don't they speak pidgin well. I don't they speak Oyibo well. I just deal with him, but I dey talk. Who again? Who again? Who again? Who again? Who again? Who again? Arnold, Michael, somebody else. Akin, you are calling in. I'm almost rounding up. Akin, you are calling in. Yes, Akin. Yes. It's working. I saw it. I saw your missed calls because I was doing something on it. I just saw it now. It's going. It's going. I saw it. See your missed call now. Just not quite long ago. Yes. No, it's open. Open. Somebody just even say hello instead of calling in. It's with me. The number is. I'm holding it. It's working. When you called me before, I saw it. I saw you are in, so I didn't bother. Now I saw it. It's happening. The number is very open. It's very, very open. Yes, I think that's all we can take for today. I want to say thank you to our viewers for today, and I want to say big thank you to Western people. You've really, your contribution today is carried. And for every other panelist that contributed, I want to say thank you. And for my leftist, oh no, you're always there all the time. So I want to also say thank you. Every Sunday evening, we are here. We are here every Sunday for Sunday discourse. So I want everybody to at least join if you can. It's open. There's no, these are the people doing it. You can do it. All we want is the progress of our state and the country as large. And I want to say thank you to Mercy Ade for finding it, for coming in as a woman. And we really need women to always come in here because women talk. A lot of people, they like women talk well. Because women are soft. And if they talk, whether they're correct, they're not correct, we go like them. But so far, Mercy did well. She spoke on her experience in Nigeria and her experience in where she is. So having said that, I hope we're going to, by His grace, see ourselves again next week, Sunday, as we're about to round up. No matter what happens, Nigeria will survive. So we're already surviving, but we need to take the bull by our own and change the whole system. Otherwise, all what we are saying, they don't choose them, and to change them. We don't need them again. So on that, bye-bye. See you next week Sunday. Bye-bye.